How does it sound? Are you hearing mad air? Mad fans?
I can hear the audio coming out of the. That's why you're not hearing anything. Audio is coming out of the computer itself. Click the microphone, or like the speaker at the top corner, top right corner. It's set to turn on speaker name. Put it to a roadcaster.
Yo.
I can't fucking shout it. Niggas gonna have to sleep.
Yo.
And I need to cut my hair tonight. Already underneath these damn lights.
I don't know if that's the right chord.
It's not showing.
Wait, what's not showing?
Yeah, power up.
Nope.
For the monitor, we can probably turn this into. Actually, let me take this. Never mind now.
That would be live. I mean, how do we sound? Like, how do we sound? Like, do you hear all this?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Man, niggas already sweating.
You said what?
Niggas already sweating.
Already.
Man.
I don't really need an AC or evaporator. I feel like it just gets too fucking humid up here.
Probably a dehumidifier will help too, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, because you can buy, like I said, that's what we were looking for. I had found one I saw one at the taco spot that I had went to, and they didn't have AC. It was pretty much a humidifier that blew, like it recycled the hot air to blow out cold air. Evaporator, that's what they call it.
Yeah, if I didn't have to get these brakes done, I was definitely gonna front the bill for that one that Trip put in the group chat.
Is that one showing now or still not?
Main power, no. What's going on? The monitor stop working?
Is that a power tool? That is the only power tool I found over here.
But because it can't be the outlet because ain't that light plugged up to that outlet?
Yeah.
And the AC.
Put on the picture in picture. So it's there.
It's just not coming through though.
Yo. Hey, for those who can hear us, are y'all how do we sound?
Y'all hearing mad fans in the background?
It's hot as a motherfucker
It's hot
here.
than a motherfucker.
We got some
in this
fans
damn
going.
studio, man.
Trying to give you all a live performance.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to.
Y'all can see.
Hey, shout out to all the new subscribers. I don't know if we got any new ones in the building.
Yeah. We've been getting mad subscribers, man. Thanks to the motherfucking reels, man. The reels going crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all.
Hey, man, that reel about the bond between Superman and Batman still going crazy. That shit.
Yeah.
Still going
all
crazy.
All right. Hey, they saying we sound good.
All right, that works.
Y'all sound fine? Okay. As long as them fans ain't messing up
These
nothing.
are dynamic, so that makes sense. That's the only microphone I was worried about.
Really. Yeah, because I mean the tower fan, right?
But they ain't got no fan going towards them.
That fan, that tower fan is in that nigga lap. Boy, what you talking about?
But what I'm saying, tower fans are. But I'm talking about the big joints. The tower fans are usually more quiet.
I was gonna say they got double fans.
Right.
Tower fans are generally more quiet. So it's
that's
like,
I was worried about that one by the door.
Yeah.
I don't know what weather y'all got up there, man, but man, we clearly dealing with hell.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like I said, fourth floor shit. Like the heat just rise. We don't really have. I feel like it would have been hot even if we actually had our windows. Yeah, it's just the fact you get the air out. I was saying, I just think with the air out.
Super random. I was telling Dish so on TikTok. Love had posted a video of Carl and them in a plane. They had the shirt over their nose, right? And they was like, it keep on getting worse. And so I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I hit them up like, yo, is everything good? Right? They didn't respond back yet, so I was waiting. So then today, I get on fucking I get on Instagram and then Love reposted the video, but with more context. Apparently, somebody farting like a motherfucker in that plane.
That's crazy.
That is nasty work.
Literal
Dude,
nasty
he was
work.
talking about like, bro, that got to be one of the worst. Like, would y'all rather deal with a noise or a smell on the plane?
I mean, I definitely rather deal with the noise. I put headphones on.
Yeah.
But what if
Right.
you can't? So if you,
Then I mean, I can zone that out.
you can zone that out.
I can zone that out. I
But
mean, unless you
the-
talk about like something extremely annoying, like
Yeah, but you ain't dealing with nobody.
Right, absolutely.
Nobody farting on the plane
because you can't cover that. Ain't no face mask can do that.
Yep, and that you got that concealed cabin pressure. So all you got to do is just consume it.
I mean, I'd rather that man just like, no, just sit in the
Wow.
bathroom. Like you doing,
That is wild.
like just so sit in the bathroom. You got that to
consume that
yourself.
shit,
You got to
bro.
consume that shit. That's unfortunate.
That
bro.
is
Stop
nasty.
Yeah. What else you doing?
You just gotta deal with it. That,
No,
You
we
just
got
gotta take that to the face.
no, we got to paint the picture of the horror story.
I'm definitely cussing the nigga out though. If I buy you, like if I'm actually like,
What if you don't know who it is?
I don't give a fuck who it is.
Hey,
What is
you
it?
can
Like if
tell.
I actually have to be on the ride and I'm like right in the vicinity of you, I'm looking dog.
You
You
can
good.
tell.
Like-
You can tell because you can tell based off of the person who smells it first how close it is to
Like
the
if
person.
if I realize it's real property, like we on the plane. We know each other now because you making me smell your shit. What you got going on, dog?
Real
Like,
nasty warm fart hit your leg, bro.
Yeah.
I know you sitting next to me, bro.
But he was sitting next to his wife, so that's what I'm saying. They both was in. So whoever it was somewhere, but nobody.
I'm still cussing you out, fam. Cause what you bringing us on this plane for?
That's just, you know what it is. This is what I noticed. I know people get in the airport and they lose their damn mind when they get to eat in. Like I be seeing people, they be having the most eggs, they be having
Damn, mine.
coffee. I be like, y'all are bugging. Like, why are you?
It might be a short ride, but I think it's worse when I see no motherfucker bring some crab legs off the plane. You know what I'm saying? It was
That's
going
doing too much.
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
the coffee was doing too much. I definitely be walking to the
Well,
airport. My coffee.
But do
Top of the
coffee?
morning?
It depends on. It depends on because, like I said, coffee can give you the bubble guts depending on what type of coffee you get, and you get that coffee gut.
Oh, you immune to that? You immune to bubble guts?
Some coffee.
That's great.
Hey,
I ain't
the
a
coffee done
stomach,
took me
boy.
out a couple times.
You been-
I drink coffee every
You
morning.
been drinking that shit behind niggas' back as a kid, nigga. Like,
Because it definitely,
coffee.
I said that I be looking, but I look, I'm like, all right, who got an egg sandwich? Who got because I'm like,
I try to avoid the airplane bathroom at all costs.
Oh yeah.
well, see, that's the
Right.
thing. No, I be looking at what people be eating. Because, like I said, when I get on there, like, I'll do like if I do a sandwich, I'm like, all right, I'll get a breakfast sandwich. I'll be like, look, I'm just gonna do bacon, cheese. Like, I'm not gonna do the egg just because I know that motherfucker's gonna hit you.
What if it's a short flight though?
If it's a short flight, then maybe so. But if it's more than like 2 hours,
Yeah, you just can't-
nah, bro. you
Like I
can't-
just want to take my nap, and if I wake up, I gotta use the bathroom. I want to know we about to get off this plane. Like that's how I feel. If I know I'm finna take a nap and I'm gonna still be up on the plane for a lot longer, I'm definitely not eating nothing crazy.
Well, see, yeah, like I say, I try not to eat nothing crazy, man. Like I said, I do like a pastry sandwich.
Hey, but you know what? This last time we went, I gotta say this. I'm more aware of that smell shit now because I went to Whataburger in Houston Airport, and I bought the burger. I wasn't gonna finish it, obviously, because it's
Yeah.
a huge burger. But like on the way back to Milwaukee, I was gonna eat it on the plane, bro. And literally, as soon as I pulled it out the bag, I smelled so much mustard. I was like, nope, nah.
right.
I got to think about the people around me because it was a smaller plane. Like that's
Yeah.
shiesty, man.
It'd be wild if we having the loud smelling stuff as your plane snack. Like, bro, you crazy. You going crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, crab legs is crazy.
Crab legs was bananas.
That
was
right
next to
there.
me. Like I
That
looked
was
over.
next to you?
I looked. It wasn't like in the seat. It was right over. I looked over like.
That's
Whoa.
a common occurrence.
I'm surprised
You done seen the picture so many times of the people. The one lady, bro, it wasn't even just crab legs. She had a full crab bowl. She had.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
You saw-
I
No,
seen
that's what I'm
video of that.
saying. I mean, it was
Oh, yeah, no.
She had the aluminum pan with all the
Yeah,
shit in there,
yeah.
to mix it in there.
I've
And I
seen-
looked
I've
over
seen
like,
that multiple
yo,
times. Like,
yo.
and it's always somebody different. So that's what I'm saying. That's
Like
a
I
common
wouldn't
occurrence.
like if I actually have food and take it on the plane, I won't eat it till I just get off the plane again. Like I'm not gonna pull it back out. On the
Honestly,
plane.
yeah.
You
You know
said-
what worries me is when I see people that carry like those cloth carry bags through
Mhm.
TSA.
Oh
It
yeah.
always bothers me because it's like, what are you bringing? Like at some point, I'll be like, it's a fear that it's Tupperware full of something that stinks.
full of something that's
You know what I mean? Like
Bro, I
some
be having to carry
greens.
too much other stuff on the plane. I don't ever take food on the plane. I take water or coffee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I buy some snacks. Like I try to keep some snacks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
snacks.
Yeah.
That's why, like I said, here's the thing: a good pretzel, some of the airport peanuts, like you know what I'm saying. Like, and if I gotta get, like I said, a sandwich, I'm like, all right, yeah, if it's. I'll get, like I said, the cheese ain't fucking me up. I'm not at that level yet, so I can do cheese. But it's like I'm not gonna do eggs.
I don't
and
really.
cheese.
I honestly don't feel like I'd be that cautious.
I'm not gonna be the combination of eggs,
He was
cheese, and
saying
coffee.
that, and I'm like, bro, I done took a morning flight and been like, hey, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
I'm eating whatever I want to fucking eat. Like,
But
I'm
also,
just.
once I sit down, I don't get back up.
I mean, I get that.
I am there.
That was it. I definitely try to use the bathroom before I get on the plane, fam.
I try to use
Yeah.
I don't use the airport. I try to use the airport bathroom, the airplane bathroom.
Definitely.
I
Before
try
you get
not
on the
to.
flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do the airport before I go to, but I try not to use the airplane bathroom at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
I
I'm
would
saying.
pee before my plane. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't even at the airport. I ain't even trying to take a shit.
Like I go back
I
to.
used that before I left my location.
Oh no, you never know my but I shit at the airplane. At the airport. You never know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I eat what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? I just know you gotta make it to the next airport, nigga. Like, hey.
I mean, yeah, no, if it's something like that where it's a layover, you ain't got no choice. Because sometimes you just in the airport so long that you just
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you've been through it, then you know you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's just really.
That's the real of it all, though. It's like you gotta plan out your airport travel.
Yeah.
Well, you just gotta know yourself, and that's
Yeah.
what I think. And sometimes I be looking at people, I'm like, you look like you can't handle that. Like your stomach can't handle that
Man.
shit. And I was like, man, I was like, I hope you don't sit around.
You gonna judge? Yeah, you gonna definitely judge yourself right into an encounter, fam.
No, I don't
Like-
say anything.
I don't say you said it in your head. You said that's how the universe gonna work. That's it. Say less. Say less. You got a long flight too. You gonna look at that motherfucker like, do I know you? Like why do you? Oh, I just thought about you. I just saw you in my head. Tear your stomach up.
Tear your stomach up, bro. That's and like I said, I be conscious about that. I do.
That's why I
Ready?
said that. That's why I said you're gonna have to talk to him at that point then. Like, look, I already got to know you in my head. I figure I saw you with the egg sandwich. So I need to know what I need to know what you
I saw you that egg sandwich.
I need to know what that do to you. Before we get up out of here. Should I get the aisle seat? Or do you need the aisle seat?
Yeah.
Like, do I need to get
Do
you?
I need to bring out the mask? Do I need to put
Like,
do I need to break out
You
the
need,
mask?
you need to know all these things, man, at this point. Okay.
So we waiting on.
I guess we waiting on that.
Nobody answered when I asked this y'all.
Oh,
ready?
I saw the screen change and I saw you looking that way, so I thought you had said something to them. My fault.
I mean, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
You ready now?
3, 1, 2.
All right. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces with me. I got my man Bacardi Sister in the building.
What is good, everybody? How are we doing today?
Doing great. Broke out the classic Geekset tee. What's funny is on Facebook, that first photo shoot at Building Grounds that we did.
Yeah.
Them popped up and we had those.
We had
too.
the-
So
yeah.
I was like, damn. So
I keep an old school
I
one
got
still
some
around.
old school ones in the tuck somewhere too. We got Didge in the building.
What is happening, people? What is happening, people? I still got one of those old T Public ones.
Okay.
That has
T
the logo.
Public?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great one. It's fading, so I use the at home shirt now.
We got Trip in the building.
What's going on, everybody? It's hot as a motherfucker in this building.
It gotta be really hot by y'all. And I'm
Featuring
actually,
fans.
I'm actually pretty decent. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Hey, that's because
I know you not.
I positioned fans for y'all perfectly. It was getting this corner that was a little tough.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I maneuvered a little bit this one. They brought it up a little closer. I'm like, it's gonna be quiet. I'm about to hit the high if don't nobody hear us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I had
I ain't feeling nothing from there.
And then we got King out the shop.
Yeah, what it do, everybody? How y'all doing?
Doing great.
it ain't no high.
It is hot as a motherfucker in this motherfucker, man. Like I said, so we are talking Ironheart today. We're gonna listen here. We might be giving y'all a quick hour for those who watch Kev on stage and everything like that. You know what a quick hour is. But like it's hot in this motherfucker, so we're gonna tough it out. We're gonna talk Ironheart and everything. Everybody is all caught up. Bacardi was
Watching it on the walk-in. You know what I'm
watching
saying?
it on the walk.
I wish I like, and I'm glad I did because I was definitely y'all kept a tight lip. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Y'all kept a tight lip. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Even me saying like, "Fuck it, y'all just talking about it." Nigga. Like niggas was trying to say work around it and shit. I'm like,
we're
okay.
trying to work around it. All right, so real quick, 4 series. What are we getting? Well, out of 5 Eagles now, where are we at? I'll start with you, Bacardi, since you were most recently.
I'm I don't know what I had it. I think I had a 3.5 at now, but it's a 4. I'll give it a 4, solid 4.
4. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 as well. Solid 4.
3.5. Stay.
It was 3.5.
I mean, I'm really
It
in between.
almost got knocked down to a 3.
It was really in between that.
almost got
Like
knocked
I'm really giving it a 4 because
I
I
actually-
actually enjoyed the ending.
I think the 3.5 is higher for you because I think you gave it a 3 last time.
I had 3.5.
You gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, we both was at 3.5 last time.
It almost got knocked down to
Like
a
I was
3.
the only reason it got to a 4 because I actually liked the ending. Like I liked it how
Yeah, okay. All right, King.
I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
I'm gonna give it a 4, solid 4. It could be higher for me.
Could be
Me too.
higher.
Me
It
too.
could be higher for me.
I was
but
contemplating the 4.5, but I was like,
right. I
that might
was
be doing too much.
definitely up until
You trying to
maybe
go
a couple
viral.
minutes ago, I was feeling 4.5.
No.
But as I process it,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not, because I think the whole thing is looking at it from how both sides try to knock you. What people looked at the negatives for, and then to see the twist at the end.
Yeah.
It's like I enjoyed the whole thing.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing brought it in. The only thing is like, and what qualifies for me a good show is I need to know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
They left me feeling like I need to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
They did
that's,
that, yes.
that's why I got a 4.
Yep.
It was
True.
a heavy 3.5, but I'm like the ending gave me like, okay.
The reason why I gave it a 4 is the reason that King said it should have been a 4.5 is the fact that it left me wanting more, and I know that we're not getting more. Well, they said we were not getting more. You know, the reaction and the reception from it might force their hand a little bit. But I don't know. I give it a solid 4. I like the way the back half wrapped it all up
Yeah.
nicely. The first 3 was definitely a struggle, but that back half wrapped it up nicely and nice and tight. So I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
All right.
What
so,
it do, Bo?
What it do, Bo? So for those, let's just a quick recap.
No, we just starting the hour
Yeah.
talk.
We just started it, bro. So just a quick recap on kind of like generally what ended up where we was left at and what ended up happening. So in Ironheart series, we're dealing with Riri Williams. All right, she wants to be big, as she keeps on saying it. She got kicked out of MIT for just doing selling projects done to pretty much any person in Ivy League.
Everybody homework.
Right, doing everybody homework, but she was doing it to fuel the suit. Her goal was to make a suit that is just improve on time and speed because in her life, unfortunately, her dad and her best friend got killed in a drive-by. She felt like the EMTs took too long to get there, and that she was left helpless. Right, so we're dealing with that, and then Riri Williams, she gets sucked up into the underbelly of Marvel, dealing with the hood and everything like that. And the heist goal was wrong, and then she inadvertently, but intentionally,
She had to do it.
She killed. Yeah, had to
She
kill.
had to do
to kill the hood's brother, and then the hood
Cousin.
obviously getting his
Cousin.
power. I mean, cousin. Yep, hood getting his powers from some mystery entity at this moment when we had it. He's talking. He's trying to figure. He's talking to him like, what happened? Why did this have to happen? And then the entity shows him that Riri Williams was the one who killed her brother, or responsible for his cousin's death. So this latter back half is dealing with the aftermath of that. What's going to happen? And remember, we only got 3 episodes, so I knew that it wasn't going to be drawn out or anything like that. It was going to be all right. What we're dealing with this, and then the hood immediately getting into like his full-on villainous bag against the team and everything like that. And then also the aftermath of dealing with what's his name? Why can't I think of his name?
John.
Zeke.
Well, what was his name?
Oh, John McGillicuddy.
John McGillicuddy.
Joe.
Yeah, John, aka Joe, aka Zeke's son. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
Zeke's name.
Zeke
Obadiah
Stan.
was
Obadiah's son. Yeah, because he was Zeke. Yeah, so that's where we're currently at in regards to that. So there was a lot that they set up in those first 3 episodes, and that's why I was like, all right, I want to see how they do these 3 back half episodes, because Marvel TV, unfortunately, has had an issue with sticking the landing. We've seen that with a lot of their shows.
Had an issue with it? Okay, I get it.
They definitely stuck the landing here, though.
Yeah. And so that's it. And then I think that's why I was excited about it. And the people that I knew who watched it beforehand, that's what they gave me a reassurance that was like, look, I'm not going to spoil anything, but they stuck the landing on this one. Yeah. And so I was excited about it because remember, we was excited about Secret Invasion. And then
it was so disappointing. Episode
that was
1.
wild. Yeah, that was wild.
So let's start off with Zeke. Let's start off with Zeke's the aftermath with Zeke and his transformation and the way that he did. Because what's his villain name?
I don't think
He doesn't have a name.
He's just going
He just changed his name
as
to Zeke.
Zeke's thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zeke's thing.
As of right now,
That's what now, yeah. Because I think, remember, his thing was he wanted to live his truth.
Yeah, he didn't want to be
After, he didn't want to be Joe McGillicuddy anymore.
Right. Well, yeah, he was still trying to figure it out because again, it was funny because he was saying like it seemed like he was still trying to fight being Obadiah.
Yeah.
But it was just like, bro, everything except for like just be the villain.
But you see, he did what I said he was gonna do. He built himself into a suit.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
I
Turned
mean,
himself into a full blown suit.
I didn't really care for his powers though. His suit, I don't know.
You ain't like his static shocks.
The electro, fam.
It's not like a natural evolution
Yeah.
for what Obadiah was trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get that, but
Mhm.
I feel like it was a cheesy cap off to just be like, I'm just gonna electrocute you all day long.
But that's the tech that they had.
But
You
Yeah.
that's what, listen,
know what I mean? You got he
That's
took the
also-
blueprints and
How else would you
modernized it.
stop an electric like
Yeah.
her
I
suit?
mean, it was too obviously. That's what I'm saying.
But
That was-
how else you stop Iron Man?
Right.
How else you stop
That's what I'm
Iron
saying. Like,
Man?
even when he had his moment to be like, I'm doing the same thing over. I was like, okay.
But I mean, yeah, that's the
Maybe it was just a look.
But
I
you
didn't
gotta
really care
remember
for
that. I
it.
mean, we dealt
Like,
with
well, you look regular.
we dealing with two mid-level bad guys and then the big bad guy. So
Right.
it's like, you got to think, if you're thinking about layers, they can't make him too OP because the hood had to be a step above him and Mephisto got to be a step above the hood.
Right.
Well, I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I mean, and
so-
the only reason,
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
reason he was a step above the hood because the hood had admin access. That's really.
That was the part that I was.
I was mad at that was,
All right.
and it was too fast. I'm like, I'm just gonna change the name.
That was a little like, all right, fam moment where I was like, really? That's what we doing?
Hey,
I
dog.
the writing was on the wall. As soon as I saw the name change, I was like, okay, we already see.
We
where
already
this
know
is
what we
going.
Right.
doing.
It
Yeah.
became predictable at that point. But
I'm like, I was more mad. Like, well, you don't know your body.
No,
Like, you don't know your body,
but-
bro. You
no,
don't
no.
think they gonna do
That's
this
what
to you.
irritated me. But they did it to Riri suit too. They put a tracking device in her suit when they helped her, I guess, modernize her suit. So that's why I didn't understand. Like you saying, y'all got all this tech, all this AI, and you didn't notice this Trojan program.
I feel like the tracking device is that's at least a little bit more understanding.
Yeah, but she didn't know.
Yeah, ridiculous on her part. Your whole thing of admin access being I can just erase a little bit and add.
Right.
But
Hey,
But it was during
And you know what made me
it was
mad,
during
though?
the initial programming
That's
though.
what I'm saying.
Right.
It was
You know what I
during the
mean?
And he
initial.
didn't know.
It was
Yeah,
during the-
like,
it
he
was
was
during the
technically
startup.
unconscious.
What
How
made-
easy it is
no.
to set up the
What
yeah,
made,
it's gonna start
what
up.
made me mad was the gas talk before the admin change. When she's like, well, you know, I can get this program, I can do all
Right,
kind of shit.
right.
Like,
And
all
he
this
like,
shit.
Leave it alone.
And he like, yeah, and she just like, boy, I'm gonna give it to dude. I'd have gave it to my goddamn. And me.
No,
nigga,
because
shit.
as we saw, the Hood's crew, they was legit soldiers for him.
I mean, I get
it. They
But I was really mad at
hierarchy.
that.
They
Like, I was mad that
respected
even after
the
you got
hierarchy.
He
booted.
didn't fully take me out, but I was like,
I was mad that he didn't know. Like, that's really what made me mad. It was like, bro, when you got booted up and gone, and the start of your diagnosis, you didn't be like, wait, hold on. I don't got admin access. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
To the
what I'm
party.
saying.
Like,
Ain't no reveal
Like, I'd
for
rather
it.
them have the scene that he went to him. Like, I didn't tell you you could do that. And then, well, now you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Didn't
And
it make it be like he thought he had freedom.
Yeah.
And dog just popped up like, you really think I...
The whole reveal
Like-
for it was like pretty lackluster too. It was like, bro, get your ass in the car. I ain't
Yeah.
going with you. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
it was-
that part I did not like.
Like, they treated him so... That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, start with... Like, the fact we start with him, but it's like, his redemption, all this shit was
Well,
like, well, I don't want
That's
you.
why I was yeah, that's why I want to start with him because like the part that I did not like about him that they did with his character was that it was the constant like I felt like they ran that joke to the ground like you're like come on with me I ain't going with you like bro
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
you're going like I feel like at some point you supposed like you supposed to know that you don't have this free will so
No more.
yeah
You know what I'm
so,
saying?
like, I didn't I that's the part that I definitely for sure was like all right they could have
Because they drag. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it was just such a drag out. Like, he acted like he had no idea. Of course, we had to help him. And it's like, okay, y'all gonna fight later. Like, okay,
But that
bro.
fight, like I said, bro, when he was
Yeah.
tearing that suit out, when he was tearing that suit up,
that fight
I was
crazy.
like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
The second fight, it was still okay, but you could tell so much of it was we're pushing through to get to the next
Oh yeah,
part.
because I just gotta get past you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was a different suit too, though.
And
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it was
and you
a
didn't- you
different,
don't put-
different fight technique. I think
You didn't want to put too much wear and tear on that
trying
new
to hold
suit.
himself back too
Yeah.
because
and it was
Yeah.
a
And she had
different
magic
outcome
on
that
both
was
of them.
needed, right? Because he really needed his shit to be reset.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, I get why it was the how quickly it was.
But it made
but
me
it
mad
was a going through the motions
because
fight.
I did
Yeah.
think that we was gonna see, like, from that introduction, that the magic suit was way stronger than what Fan was going on, but he was really still giving her a problem.
Was he?
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. He was really keeping up with her, and I'm like,
I mean,
if you guys had to figure, I gotta kick you in the nuts. Like I can't beat you.
but to be fair,
Like,
kick you in the
Oh
dick.
no, she wasn't trying
I know how much
to.
she was actually fighting back, and her whole thing was, I just need to get this node onto you.
Yeah.
The plan from the jump was, I gotta stop you, kick you in the nuts, is I gotta stop you.
Right.
Yeah,
So her
she had to figure out how to reboot him.
Nigga, you
I
gotta
can
think
get you
and
a
fight.
dick.
You trying to make me think and fight at the same time?
Yeah, like-
I'm not gonna be able to whoop ass.
So I understood. Like I said, it was just. I'm talking about the scene itself. It just felt like we got.
Oh yeah, no, I do agree with that. But also, like I said, I mean, I understood because remember that was always going to be the monkey on her back, like what I did to Zeke. So she had to find some way to at least get him back to his own free will. I can't reverse. Well, shit, what happened? You out here now, but you know what I'm saying. So that's why I do agree. It was a transitional fight. It was a more so let's get to the big fight, but it was something that she either it was going to happen before or after. Because even after she beat the hood, she would have had to go back and deal with Zeke and figured it out.
Right.
And I think it was a setup for whatever they decide to do, because the way they ended it with their conversation. Are we friends now? He like, I got all this hate built up towards me. I ain't got
he's like, no, we ain't gonna.
This shit ain't over. That to me left it because I didn't feel that was saying I fucking hate you and you and my nemesis. I think he's saying like, let me get this shit off me and then we could talk.
You know what? I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be comic book Venom and Spider-Man type of relationship.
Yeah.
Like I said, Venom. After a while, he's not Spider-Man's enemy, but it's like. But also, I'll beat your ass. Like I just want to let you know, like
I can't take you apart.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like I feel like that's what they're setting up for her. Like have her will they won't they villain. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, sometimes we cool, but then like sometimes I can't trust your ass and shit like that.
I mean, I get that because I can always just being who Riri is. Mm-hmm. I can see her trying to be like if they were to continue the story, like she's trying to come back to get help from him about whatever the shit she got going on now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so so obviously, like I said, we jumped a little bit ahead to talk about Zeke real quick, but it's kind of events that happened. Like I said, Riri suit. You know what I'm saying? After Riri and Natalie get into a little beef because Natalie went to go grab old boy, and old boy was like, "Yo, delete you."
Well, I mean, it was like, I mean, you got to kind of combine that too. Like I said, even in that space, that was a space that was bothering me because Riri was really spiraling. Like she was crashing.
She was spiraling.
Like,
sure.
and I was really like, "Cuz, if you don't just talk to your mom, like, bro, you making me so mad." Like. You know what I'm saying? Like they tell her she was flying, like I can't breathe. Like, girl, breathe. What the fuck is wrong?
She has anxiety.
Like, she's having like I get it, but it's like it's all because you're not telling. Like it's it's just the same kid trope over and over where you just yell at.
It's like you made your AI tell the person you told the least amount of lies to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To choose between that person and your mama, which is crazy because you should be able to tell your mother. You live with your mother.
Yeah.
And you can't tell your mother, hey, I'm in some gang shit. Yeah. They coming after us. But it's like, that's crazy.
Like you trying to put watches on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, what the fuck is this for? You can't tell them. Hey, that's what made me, it's like, bro, I get it, because that's what I'm saying, it's the kid aspect. But what I will say, this is the best to me, especially showing, it's making, especially the fact it's our people. But how, every women's show adds a really very heavy family background to it. You know what I'm saying? This was, like I said, I think this was like the best, even if you weren't angry with what was going on, this was like the best rendition showing like getting everybody back together to get real help. You know what I'm saying?
They redid Iron Man 3. That's basically what that was.
I was just going to say that.
You know what I mean? How Iron Man was overprotective and he kept tinkering and making all these suits. And most of those suits was just to protect Pepper. That's what all she was doing is tinkering and have these watches to protect everybody in the family, sleeping in her suit. You know what I mean?
That's same as Tony when he slept in the lab.
Also, you got to remember, like, she is a prodigy genius, right? So in her mind, and that's the constant theme that we've been seeing on here is that her intelligence makes up for what she lacked. She believes that she could figure everything out. So that's why even when she broke down to her mom, she kept on saying, I thought I could figure it out. Right. And I think one of the themes of this show was showing, like, you can't do it alone. Because even when she built her team, it was like, okay, you finally have a team. You can't like, and you know, we see that superhero trope all the time. You can't, it can't be one. You gotta have your man in the chair or your person in the chair. You gotta have the people around you who love you, who know things about you, who can help out. And so, like I said,
she was giving mama real sass. I was like, girl,
bro, I hated that about this show.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but wait, say what you said. Because I think I was going to say the same thing you said.
So, it was a lot, but then you realize teens do be doing that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
But she grown, nigga.
But
she not no teen. She in her 20s by now.
Hey,
She's 19. She's not, but she's accelerating. So
that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything.
Even more so think you know enough. And I was annoyed by it too, but I was like, no, you know what?
I mean, I get it.
And I was gonna say also, I do like the representation because the mom was like, you better try.
I was in that energy. I was just like, hey, y'all dog. Like,
the mom let her know, like, hey, I'll snatch your motherfucking smart ass up. You better chill.
We older now, and I guarantee some 20-year-old, some 21-year-old was like, hell yeah, really?
Don't tell your mama shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's a whole lot of YNs watching that. Like, hey, I like how he handled it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Her mom about to give her the business. Her mom was like, because even when she was telling her mom was like, bullshit. She's like, I ain't gotta hear that. She's like, no.
She's like, don't you get in that motherfucking suit? She said, or what? I said, bro.
That's what she said. She said, because I can't. She said, excuse me?
Yeah.
She's like, you want to come again?
Look, 20-year-old was like, hell yeah, you can. Now you older, you more mature.
She was like, you better not get in that motherfucking suit. She told her that.
But what that shows is the different dynamic between her relationship with her mom and her relationship with her stepdad.
Yeah.
Because whenever she asked her stepdad why he did something, that was his answer. Because I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she took that and ran with it. But it do remind me of like her being so smart and not realizing the dumb decisions that she's making because she thinks she's so smart. It's just smart guy.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
The thing is, as a father with daughters, I do understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
It is definitely the relationship, mother-daughter relationship, because she wouldn't have said that to the stepfather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not that manner. But with mom is more like a friend than she is like a
I mean, that's how they
figure. So
and I feel like that just kind of goes with whatever the kid attaches to, like whoever the kid really attaches to.
Yeah.
Like if you're a daddy's girl, you definitely your mama's friend.
Yeah.
You saying
Well,
like
you
and vice versa.
Well, that's it. You got to think, like I said, in Riri's mind, and she didn't really portray it heavily, but what I was getting more like, kind of like what you just said, is that it's the creation of it, right? She creates things with her hands. Her dad creates things with her hands. So where she may have respect for her mom, but she probably looking like, in this field, you really can't help me. Like that's what I was getting from the show a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is because you don't know how strong your mother. You'll say, even. If you don't really rely on that kind of space, you look at that person as a power. That's what she said. She thought I had to protect you. Like I thought I got to do all the stuff.
And I think that was part of her character development. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like her initial thoughts.
She didn't learn. We gonna get there.
Yeah, her initial thoughts at the beginning, first episode, I can't trust none of y'all. So everything I do is hush hush.
Yeah.
But by the end, you saw she was more like forthcoming to at least.
Well, she was crashing out.
Ask for
it wasn't for help. It wasn't on purpose. Yeah. She was crashing out.
So I'm gonna disagree. I don't think at the end she learned that lesson.
Oh no, she did.
Wait. There's limits to what she did.
Immediately.
That's why I said. Oh, I'm like. That's why I said. That's why I ended like. Oh, y'all still.
It's a new chapter. I don't need that last lesson. Like, I'm gonna leave that back there.
But I think honestly, if we look at the big picture, she learned, but I also think she was plotted on the whole time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
I think every time she started to grow up into that, it was somebody or something that kind of slid his way in to make her regress back. Yeah. You know,
because again, it goes to one of the other things is dealing with grief, and because she didn't deal with that grief the proper way, and even during that whole process, because you got to think, she rushed into that final battle. They was like, yo, wait, we still got to check it, and they're like, and she's. So, like, she never got that moment of properly grief. And, of course, Mephisto, he's going to lean on that. But before we get there, because I do want to talk about one of the shining points of, like, glaring shining moments of this, is the Witch family.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So,
that introduction of magic was
when she finally said to ask her mom, like, I need healing, I need this, I need whatever. Her mom said something about magic or something like that sparked it, and that's when we saw, like I said, Cree Summers, and then what's the actress name?
Ooh, hold on, I have
that plays the daughter. But I want to say right now, outside of Agatha,
Reagan Aaliyah.
yeah, Raven, outside of Agatha, well, I don't know. She might be my favorite witch, the younger one.
Well, she's still a witch in training.
She
But I
might
get
be
it,
my
but I
favorite
mean,
she might be my
I
favorite. right
would
now.
love to grow up with her. Like I hope we get more of her to see her. You know what I'm saying?
Because like I said, we get introduced to her, and also come to find out, like Cree Summers' mom, Cree Summers' character was also she was at I'm butchering the name. What they call it?
Comatage.
I always butcher that. Comatage as well, but then she dropped out to raise her daughter.
Yeah, man.
So she got connection.
Training
That's what I'm
under
saying.
the ancient one.
Yeah.
Training under the ancient one.
one.
Yeah.
So it's like
Crazy.
So, and I even love like the interaction of how they was breaking it down, because she was like, "What you need help with?" She was like, "Or you need help with that in your pocket."
Yeah, like
And
she already knew.
yeah, she
But
already
I feel like that was one of the coldest transitions, because that's as they were like talking, you just be like, "What the fuck about the?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they just
And
flipped
she
it,
just
and you like,
Yeah,
yeah,
she did.
like, I feel like the mom, like, whoa.
I guess the mom didn't know, and so when you found out the mom knew, I was like, I love this interaction already, because it was more, like I said, like a parent. It was definitely black parents. Like, you know, you ain't supposed to be doing that shit when I ain't around.
Right. Right.
Like she was ambitious. Like, oh, I know what you here for. Let's get this shit
And
going.
think about how advanced it was. She took them to a whole nother realm.
Right.
It wasn't just a back room. It
Right.
wasn't just a
Instantly,
cloaking. She took them to a whole nother realm workshop.
Right.
Like, that was so cool. And then the way they was breaking it down, they banter and everything, I was like,
Yeah, no, that
I
was
love
a
this.
great part.
That's what I said. Like
I
it
love
flowed
this.
so great. Like it's like I said, it was such a. It was so fast, but it was so satisfying at the same time. Like just to
Yeah.
have that moment, like because it went through, and they got once they saw that shit, like, oh, we can do this, and
Yep.
it's like reversed back out of all that shit. Like,
she was like, you better get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like I was engulfed into like, oh, what the fuck they doing down here? The next thing you know, they're like, nope, you know what? You're like,
And then even with the Easter eggs that they put in there. So like when Riri's mom grabbed that jar of worms, in the comic books, that's what kind of one of the part of her origins. Those worms, they are like brain worms or something like that, and they get stuck in your head, and it's a whole lot of shit to get them out. So when she ran up, like whoa, she was like, they get in your head and they hard to get out. I was like, see, I just love, like I said, those little nods back to the comic book origins and everything like that. And so it was like that was a really, really dope moment. Like you said, the introduction of her.
I saw somebody that was like, the Cree Summers got a hat budget.
Bro,
They,
it's the same hat. It's the same hat in every show.
That's why the episode. I don't know if y'all heard the episode before that when they first introduced her.
The first episode.
She didn't have the hat on. I said that threw me for a loop, because I'm not used to
That's
seeing
because
Cree
No.
that was
without a hat.
it was traveling from the last show she was on. They lost it in traffic.
She took the hat off just for that scene. It was like, nah, I don't like the way that feels.
or maybe because that's also the source of her witch power. You gotta think, at that time she was just regular whimsical person, but when she got the hat on, now she was back showing them her witch power.
That'd be funny if the magic is the witch hat.
That's Doctor Strange cloak.
That's the witch
You gotta think, Doctor Strange got his cloak that maybe, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
the cloak is separate though.
But
Nigga, it's
but-
bigger than life.
I know.
I mean,
But
the hat whipping around the
Hey,
city,
boss
bro.
said the
You know what I'm
baby
saying?
hat. The hat has grown story and shit. Just
Everybody-
spinning around.
Like I
just
definitely need
spinning
to see
around
that
the world.
fly on top of her head there, fam.
Traveling
Like,
the world like
Yeah.
Carmen San Diego's hat.
Oh
Right.
God, they got eyes in the mouth. It just
that's how
high.
she said word back and forth to commentage. Like,
Like the Mad Hatter could just
With the
be
cut line, man. You got the cut line there. So, but again, like I said, that's when we start realizing, okay, so now some of our theories are being confirmed, because you know it's dealing with Doctor Strange and them. Like I said, they hinted at Dormammu, who they didn't really say it at that moment, but you could tell that she wanted to say it.
Yeah.
But then Kree shut that shit down. Like we
Don't
we don't say
his
that name over here.
We'll
Or bring
that
that
over.
evil in my house, Ricky Bobby.
Right. Which is hilarious, because like I said, black people always talk about evils and spirits. It makes sense that black people would be witches.
I mean-
think about roots, think about
Yeah.
all the shit that
I mean, you think about sinners and like
Yeah.
even watching sinners, all that kind of, I mean, we definitely. I mean, it's part of the whole voodoo and hoodoo and all of that kind of thing. So I mean,
Yep. So that's when Riri starts trying to tinker it with her suit, because her goal is she needs to get unlimited power. Right now, hers is solar power because she doesn't have an arc reactor, and so she's trying to find a different source of power. She couldn't figure it out, and then she comes to terms that she needs to infuse technology with magic, which is something that I think we all discussed and confirmed that's where this was headed
yeah.
towards.
I mean, and I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when they made that statement in the first half, in the commercials, like we gotta start fighting magic with magic. It was
Yeah,
like,
that's what it
I
wasn't even. They kind of told you.
that's why I said I think it was great how they brought it. Because I said, I think when we talked about it,
cooking.
my expectations was that Strange was probably gonna make a cameo,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, and he did, like his words, like you know what I'm saying, like his whole presence is literally the magic part
Right.
of the show.
Yeah.
So even if they were to continue it, they definitely fit him. Strange definitely gonna have something to do. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing. They keep trying to have Strange interact with a lot of the characters. What is it? The Strange Academy.
Yeah, Strange Academy.
So I think
Yeah.
that's the concept.
That's
That I think he's gonna.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing about it either. But I
Oh,
think
it's supposed to be a
that's
show?
what they're trying to
Yeah,
lead
it was
us
supposed,
to.
it was supposed to be a show,
Even the
but they got
breakdown
canceled.
those channels been saying
It's one of those quietly canceled shows that they had on the block.
Really?
Yeah, along with Armor Wars and
They
all
got-
that other
yeah.
shit.
But I could have swore they were still talking about like a Dark Avengers too, though.
Well, no, what they call the not the well, it depends because
What just happened? Did that turn off? Is that get unplugged?
Yeah.
1 second, y'all.
The camera went black.
You're gonna have to turn it off and just turn it back on.
Yeah, so it's one of the ones that got abandoned and now it's back. Okay.
Can you see it back there? Like the
On the screen.
One second,
Good.
everybody.
Would it ain't come back on?
There you go. We back. All right. So this is right. Like I said, Strange Academy was a show that got abandoned. It was on the slate, then it got abandoned. But because of how things are being set up and how they're talking about, I guess it looks like it might be a resurgence. But nothing's been.
No, because this was also filmed in 2022. So this was filmed a long time ago.
But you know, they
So-
did do reshoots. They did.
Not enough. It wasn't extensive reshoots. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know how much was. One, we don't know how much was added in those reshoots. Or whatever.
I think a lot of
this Mephisto.
Right, and I was gonna say a lot of it could be CGI too. So it really,
Right.
doesn't
Well,
matter.
I was gonna say, you got to think the only real setup to Strange Academy, if we keep it at a being, is that post credit scene, and that's an easy reshoot.
Well, I mean, I think all of Zelma's story arc in this series so far is a setup
but here's
for
that-
Strange Academy itself.
Yeah.
Well, I agree there. What I'm saying is like, all right, that could have been just a nod, right? Like everything from the series so far could have just been a nod to Strange Academy. But that last post credit scene seemed like it was a setup to something, and I can see them pivoting that one as a reshoot to Strange Academy.
Yeah, bringing her bringing fam down
Yeah.
to Strange Academy. I can see that.
I can see that because, like I said, if let's say there was no other Strange Academy and we don't have that post credit scene, everything else still feels like it. Like you can be like, oh shit, they was talking about Strange Academy, and we can leave it at that and just wonder if we're gonna get more. But like that last post credit scene definitely seemed like it was a setup towards something.
I get it. I don't know.
I like the
I don't-
idea though, because I
I like
mean,
that. I
because
like that idea a lot.
Zelma doesn't know how bad bro is.
No.
Yeah.
So to bring him in, even if they were saying Zelma, to be like, all right, well, you gonna kind of be a little hero of this like show,
Yeah.
because you brought this dude in who now seeks all this power, and he still becomes bad at the school.
Yeah.
And now you team with some friends and trying to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's an easy bring in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I feel like a lot of it is riding on
Yeah.
the hype of this and the hype of that. Like I feel like if there was a reshoot, it was that. Like I feel like that to see if
So-
if everybody likes the show enough, could we bring Strange Academy from it? You know what I'm saying?
The reshoots happen. It looks. Let me see. It looks like it happened last year.
So yeah.
That announcement about Strange Academy being not one of the three, or they because it never got really officially confirmed, but also when they said like, hey, these three shows that were rumored aren't coming was in February of this year. So that would have even then. That's why I'm like, I get what y'all saying, but fam came back and was like, we cutting a lot of this stuff. We only so that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So my rebuttal to that though is this: Strange Academy could have always just been an idea, right? They said we dropped some Easter eggs, whatever like that. But now, like I said, if there's no script yet, and they were like, okay, well, let's build off of this. That actually gives me more confidence that we can lead to a Strange Academy because
you got much more hope
Yeah.
in Bob Iger than I do because
Yeah.
he strictly said.
I know. I mean,
this
this could literally just be a cliffhanger. Like it probably, like I said, Strange Academy
yeah.
probably was an idea. It's gonna be left. It's gonna be just left as a cliffhanger until we even get back into Strange's story.
Or they built that in. They built that into a different part of like another movie. Like we don't know what they're going, where they're going with Doctor Strange 3.
Right.
That's what I said. Like
You
the
know
Strange
what I mean?
thing. Like I said.
Yeah, I'm not discounting that she ain't gonna appear, but a Strange Academy series, based off those comments,
I think
that's why I
the
said
series though, like they're not really strict like that on series. I feel like if they need it, they'll do.
who said it has to be a series? Strange Academy could be.
No,
a
I
movie.
mean it could be a movie. It could be, but I'm saying, me personally,
I mean, I would love a series.
I would love a series.
I definitely would love a series.
But I'm thinking, how they're saying, no, we not on that. A lot of this is built on what the people want. So if the people asking for it, they will change their mind.
We seen things change.
I just feel like
I feel like
it's gonna still sit because I feel like we're just not in Strange's universe yet.
Well, here's the thing. I
For
feel
it to
like when they get back to the table, because here's again, I think
when is the next Strange movie? Did they announce that?
No. When I told y'all, I think it was during Did's birthday. I said the one thing that I said this seems like it has a Fallout effect, like the show Fallout, where Disney, Marvel, they probably didn't think this show was going to do much, right? You got to think the hashtag even still right now, how popular it went, hashtag still doesn't have an icon on it, right? So it's like even the small things Disney, Marvel did not do. And being that such a huge success, I mean, you see how it was. Sinners was supposed to be. Sinners is a one-off, but after that, so many people started calling for more. Where Ryan Coogler had to actually come out and say, "Hey, I had no plan on doing another Sinners, bro. I'm actually doing X-Files. Like, what y'all talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm done. So it's like I can see a situation where they get back to the table and somebody like, all right, hey, what we doing? Are we doing Strange Academy or not? And this having to pivot.
That's why that's partly what I meant last time we talked about this, where I said we got to stop judging stuff as if we expect greatness out of everything, because right now they're like rebuilding everything from trash. Like we've been getting trash for the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. So now every time we get somewhat of a hit, nigga, we've been getting trash for the last 4 years. Look back at the last 4 years and tell me a top movie, a top series, a major top series.
Out of MCU?
Yeah.
In the last 4 years.
Out of the last 4 years.
2021.
Starting in 2021.
I thought Multiverse of Madness was one. So there's a lot of things that people don't like.
Trash,
a lot of things that people don't like, I'm on board with.
Far From
Multiverse
Home,
of Madness, I did like.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. The last 4 years. That was fire.
Shang-Chi, I give you Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But ain't no continuation of that. Like,
no, he said. What did we
I thought Wakanda
What
Forever
we
was
got?
still good.
Wakanda Forever was great to me. Like I said,
it was all right.
No Way Home.
No. I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say the
We
Spider-Man
ain't got
movies.
nothing great. We ain't got nothing that was
No Way Home is like I would
say trash.
I'll put No Way Home.
Trash is a strong word, bro.
Okay, not trash, but not great.
So what was
of mid.
So
A bunch of
before
mid.
We
prior
got a bunch of mid. We've been getting a bunch of mid.
prior
man.
4 years, then what movie are you holding as the equivalent that
So
would be
means
that?
I guess he going pre Endgame.
Pre-Endgame, pre-Infinity War.
You got to go those into 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what people. Here's the thing. I hear what King is saying, because there's a lot of people. Yeah, Guardians 3.
Guardians 3 now.
Guardians 3 could have been better. I think Guardians 3 was way too emotional.
There's a lot of people that agree with King. So his thing, King is not. It's crazy to me because I've been fighting this against a lot of people for the longest. Anyways, but there's a lot of people who've been saying that Marvel has been trash since
The
Endgame.
Multiverse Saga is not as good as the Infinity Saga. 100%. Like, if you say it's anywhere near as good as the Infinity
Loki?
Saga.
Hold on, bro. Loki series was called.
Loki series was all right, but it was conflicted because of the way they ended it.
The way they ended that was a
And
blemish.
we gotta give them.
That was a
It was a
blemish.
writer's strike, bro. We gotta take
that's
away.
my point. That's my point.
That wasn't because of the writer's strike. That was Jonathan Majors. And so I get it. They had to pivot and they had to do it, but
Life happens.
Y'all don't like the Tree of Life in there?
It was too rushed, and it was clustered into a result that it shouldn't have ended that way. Like,
Right,
because they did something because it was like, oh, we can do it this way and keep the story going.
So here's the thing.
Everything early MCU is definitely not great.
I do want to make sure we stay on track with Ironheart. with Loki, I think it was really just how they even. I understand that they had to pivot against but I'm like, look, y'all changed Rhodey on us, y'all changed a couple of characters on us. I was like, fuck it, just give it to somebody else and continue with Kane because Kane was such a great. And I get it, Jonathan Major was that, but you already introduced variants into saying that variants don't have to look like the same person.
Right.
Well, the rumor behind that is that it was written in his contract.
I know. So I get that, but so that's why I was just like, I did.
But he fucked up the money.
They definitely, like I said, y'all backed yourself in the corner. And
but also, they was fucking up. They was fucking up with Kane before that.
That with the Ant-Man shit. Yeah.
Boy,
so it was like it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. But anyway, so yeah. But back to what Bacardi was saying, like Doctor Strange imprint was all on it because even like I said, even the introduction of Dormammu, and I do like how they I feel like this is again where I say like different people's run. I feel like how they changed the story of the cloak. Because in the comic books, that was definitely Dormammu's cloak and everything like that. And so even with Zelma. Yeah, I keep on saying Velma. Zelma.
She gave me Velma.
Yeah, even with Zelma name dropping Dormammu in there and everything like that, and then when Riri talked, like, "Oh, sorry, you Dormammu?" With Mephisto, was like, "What? Dormammu?" like, what?
He can't even wipe my ass.
Did you expect that he was gonna say that? Like, did that throw you that he said Mephisto, or did you think I was Dormammu?
No. I knew he was Mephisto.
So you did okay.
It was the like, and I think we talked about it. It was treating Dormammu like a Steppenwolf, right? Because bare minimum, I thought like, okay, Mephisto would have been like, oh yeah, I gave Dormammu this cloak, and this nigga lost it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was going to go.
That's how we talked about it. That's how we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
That's why none of it didn't shock me because I'm like, okay, well, he was right.
Yeah, so he switched it up where it was like, no, it was really Mephisto pulling string, and then it gave me, like I said, it made my fan theory mind start thinking about, oh, okay, in this run, I feel like I know what they're doing with Mephisto and the devil character, and like I said, we can talk about it as we theorize and everything. But again, so we get, like I said, we have that moment now where she links up with Zelma and is like, all right, look, I need to get this suit infused, and I need your help, and we're gonna put it together. But before then, like I said, what's old girl name? Fire. I keep always forget her name. The fire villain, the one that blows up shit.
Clown
already sees that was planted in her head about Hood. You know what I'm saying? So she flat out asked him, "Hey, did you kill bro?" And he was like, "What?"
And she had Slug do the autism. She had Slug do the autism report.
Yeah, the autism report.
Autopsy, by the way.
Autopsy.
That's that heat, bro. He got us feeling autopsy, dog. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying, and that's when, like I said, Hood goes rogue. Like at that point, the team is broken up. They're like, "Fuck that!"
That's because you can already the march was here now. That's when it was over.
Oh yeah, you couldn't hide.
Yeah.
You look weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was really more mad that nobody was saying it more. Like, bro, what's you good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when he came out to all of that, it'd been like, bro.
Well, but remember, he was tattooing himself. I wonder did they believe that was part of the tattoo?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Remember, he was tattooing.
Yeah, he started tattooing himself.
And his cousin was tattooing, so I wondered did they believe.
But I still would have been like, cousin, what is with the tattoo thing?
Clown did say that to Riri though. She was like, he got his you ever seen him with his shirt off? His body's full of scales. She said that in one of the first episodes. She's been peeping that shit from a minute.
She's been peeping it, but the hierarchy of like, all right, I'm peeping it, but I'm not gonna really say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, you know, they all really love the hierarchy of it and everything like that. Yeah, she definitely did.
And I do want to say, because I think we passed it now, but I do the fight with them. I actually enjoyed.
Oh
yeah.
The
diner?
Cool.
Yeah.
The fight, which one?
The first fight was cool. The one against the blood siblings.
Yeah, the blood siblings was top tier.
Yeah,
blood siblings was top tier.
Hey, Clown against Clown.
You didn't like Clown fight?
Once again.
Fair. I mean, if I was Clown, I just would have just threw all them motherfuckers in there.
But she wasn't trying to kill the siblings.
Yeah.
They was in the bubble.
Well, she didn't. I don't think she knew that. Because remember when she was first running around, they was trying to get her attention, and I don't know if she was just like ignoring them to continue to fight with Riri. But in my eyes, when they were in the bubble, so like you could hear it sounded like muffled.
Yeah.
I assume she just didn't know what happened to her.
So in my eyes, I feel like in this ragtag group, you get a pay bump if you were the ones that get that final blow. So I feel like Clown was just so
It was like
focused
a
on
trace,
Riri.
yeah.
Like I'm just focused on Riri.
That's like blocking bombs with sheep pans.
Crazy.
It was shrapnel. I feel like they were shrapnel bombs though. That's what it was
No,
like.
they had enough. They had enough. You saw enough firepower come out during those.
I mean,
explosions.
it should have hit you in the face still.
Hey man,
This shit, the
hey,
force
those
shit,
stainless
the
steel
force
sheet
shit
pans, man.
Each time she's good, and it's good. I'm just like, oh.
Them stainless steel sheet pans, man. You know that fine cookware.
Especially
Right.
at
This
first,
is restaurant quality, bro.
Restaurant quality is the top notch.
This wasn't your standard pick and save pans,
No,
bro.
man, this was
It was-
White Castle. They bought pick and save pans.
Dog.
Yeah, they
The
don't come
pans
out like
probably
that.
old
Like
as
that.
shit.
Bro,
How y'all
son.
feel about the obvious product placement of White Castle?
I
mean,
mean,
you like it?
it's Chicago heavy.
That was just that was just Chicago.
Yeah, that's Chicago heavy. I fuck
There's a
with
lot of
it.
Chicago.
Yeah.
They could have been Chicago Red Hot. They
Nah,
No,
White
White
Castle.
Castle.
White Castle.
Yeah, that
is
got
a
that
Chicago
regular
thing.
diner.
That's
That was
not national.
so you telling me White Castle ain't got product placement in this show?
They did. They got
What
the.
do you mean,
I mean,
you know?
they was the title of the episode.
Yeah.
You
But
know
I'm
what
saying,
I'm saying?
that was
No,
also.
I'm talking
but
about
I feel like a national.
Yeah,
if you're
I
talking
put it on
national
auto.
Chicago, unless you're doing like a deep dish chain.
Yeah, like a piece of.
It
Yeah.
didn't take me out of it because I said when
That was ridiculous too.
when Iron Man when Iron Man was in Holy Moly Donut, I was like, oh, I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying. But then
Yeah, it was like
Holy
she
moly
didn't kill
donut
herself.
shop.
what happened? Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I do feel like if it was the shrapnel bomb that she was throwing at her, like she
I-
also
I-
didn't get injured.
I thought it was strapped to bomb.
Like she got caught with it, and it was like.
That's all.
I thought it was strapped to bomb.
I mean,
too.
maybe Clown, maybe she just petty. She ain't the Joker, nigga. She get there like
But
like,
the one thing I did
Green
appreciate,
Goblin out here,
the
like
one thing that I
trying to
did
get-
appreciate about these
Yeah,
fights
I
is
get
that
it.
it showed that Riri is really just
You
a
can.
person in an iron suit.
well, yeah. I mean,
Right,
that's,
you know
I mean, that's
what
what
I'm
Tony Stark is.
Yeah, well, no, 'cause
What's
some people, some people be trying to make it seem like Iron, like Tony can go hand in hand with Bruce.
And he can't.
Okay, I'm glad you know.
Like, I mean, he can't. I've
And
never
outside-
seen. I've never
outside
seen
the
Tony
suit,
fight
no.
hand to hand.
I've heard people make that.
No,
I heard
God,
people
no.
make that.
Outside
Make
the
that
suit,
the best.
that's crazy talk.
Bruce was a power lifter.
Yeah.
That's
Like, I
crazy
did-
talk.
That
Like,
I know.
he's a top-notch martial artist.
Yes,
Right.
Like, he
he's
trained
a
with
heir
Ra's
to the
al
Like I said,
game.
yeah, like I said, if you look, if you ever read the stats on Tony Stark, there's no fighting.
Exactly.
Bro, like
So
this
that's
nigga
why I'm
smart
like, but
and rich.
I do like that they show that with Riri. It's like, look, this is literally a kid in an iron suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, with her fight, there was a level, like, there was legit moments that I'm like, hey, she gonna make it out of this shit? Like, and I know
When the
it
twins
was
was on her ass, I was like, somebody about to be, you about to get
I-
your shit kicked. When she kicked her, I'm like, nigga, you should be on the ground gasping for air. Like, that kick was crazy, dog.
That was a little. I accepted that. I'm like, you got to give her some plot armor. You got to give her some plot armor.
Because I don't know why, maybe I didn't see enough of it, but the fight, like I said, the girls, like them fighting her, I was like, I love them. Like, as a
You
duo.
like the Blood Twins?
Yes, I was like, bro, they out here be going crazy, dog.
I like them as fighting, but I was just like, again, so when I watch these shows, I get very, very side choosing. If I'm on once I became on Riri, I just fuck everybody fighting against her.
I mean, I get that. I get that.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So that's right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I even respected them, like, cause I forgot about they had tracked the suit. So when they got the suit and got it, and was like, you know, we go get her now. And it was like that even, I felt like that was Natalie getting caught bothered me. Cause the same thing, like, bro, your suit don't do nothing. It don't make you aware of niggas by you.
So this is why I liked it, and this is why, because this AI is supposed to be the most advanced AI that we've seen out of all the AIs, right? Because this is the one
It's supposed to be
that has
equivalent to vision.
a conscience, emotional, and everything like that. So the distraction of her, because remember what she was trying to do was she was upset at how old boy reacted.
Right.
So she was trying to make herself more real. She was trying,
He
was harsh.
He was tripping.
I don't think
You think he was tripping?
Yeah.
I don't think he was. He was very much justified. You got to think about that. Is his little sister.
I mean, it was justified, but I'm like, damn, bro, calm
No,
down.
like, it was definitely like I get what you're saying, but he was still tripping in the fact, like, bro, like you blaming Riri for something she really had no control over.
But he don't know that.
But he wasn't
But
allowing her. He wasn't even allowing her to explain it.
But hold on, but think about that. That's a very justified thing. Your little sister died in that tragedy. The next thing you see is her best friend, who you know is a genius, who you know has been trying to create an AI. All of a sudden, you turned your AI into my sister. I'm gonna crash out.
Yeah,
my
I'm a crash
my
out.
issue with the crash out is he had always presented himself as this process, and he's already
Right.
dealt with that trauma,
And he's
right?
understanding.
And he's understanding of everything. he's using Natalie in his own way, right? With the
Yeah,
headphones.
remember they were also broken right before. that.
Yeah. At the same time, though, it's like, bro, you're presenting yourself as you already processed this emotional trauma, right?
Mhm.
She's going through that, and you're not allowing her to explain
So-
how this even happened.
But so
So
that's
that's the
Grief-
crash
but
out.
grief
It's like,
not-
bro,
you
come
know-
on, G.
you know, grief not linear. Niggas, it's
Absolutely.
I mean, no, he
Yeah,
took her.
but
She
absolutely.
took him to hell because you don't expect that. Like you definitely like.
I understand if it was a recording, but you made an AI that talks to me. I can see you.
But she
That's
didn't
what
make
we
an
wanna look,
AI.
but she
It was
don't
an
know that.
accident.
Remember, the computer generated from her own emotions.
No, we know that.
So it was she didn't have a choice.
I know.
And her
I'm
only
not saying
option
that.
was to do it all over
Okay,
again.
so hold on.
And
I
who
wanna make
knows?
sure.
They would have gave her the same.
Hold on, I want to make sure I'm clear.
We understand that.
I'm
view.
not blaming Riri. I'm
We
saying
understand.
the reason why he did. I understand why he did in that moment.
Right.
In that moment, at this point, I ain't seen the physical embodiment of my little sister
Yeah.
since. Then I get kidnapped by this robot that I know Riri because he was like, "Hey, how'd you do that? How'd you make that robot come get me like that? The autopilot." She's like, "What? I didn't do it." And then all of a sudden, boom, my sister's here talking to me like, "Hey, I did it." He's like, "Well, what the?"
Yeah, that's
fuck?"
what I said. That's taking the hell.
Yeah,
Like
that's
as a nigga who tries to like as a nigga who tries to
But
practice
still,
peace.
She had
That's when
nothing
you
to do
got
with
your
none of that
motherfucking
situation.
nerve.
that is true. But also,
Like surprising me with
she
this
is
shit.
very
Like,
terrible at explaining. Bo is right. She is very terrible at explaining shit.
She is.
She's clown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's horrible.
She is a young woman.
She's a spokesperson.
But
Yeah.
but also
I understood.
I also equate this to her being so focus driven
Yeah.
that she's never got a chance to. Or let's just be real with it. Her life was been so accelerated
Oh yeah.
that her communication skills are
Horrible.
fucking ass.
Oh yeah. So that's
So
why. Yeah.
I get it. Now listen, he is justified at being
Absolutely.
upset, but the manner in which you snapping on this girl, you should have took a breath.
Well, that was just the
And-
moment. So that's why I said. That's
and
why I
was
give
the
him
thing,
the
yeah.
bad.
But nigga, you walked off and left her in a junkyard.
Well, yeah.
Like
so
that's kind of wild, my nigga.
So here's-
You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
wouldn't
crazy
say
talk.
what
But
that is.
crazy talk.
But
No,
I
that was
mean,
instantly after. Like
in
you
his-
stopped on her was like,
in his defense, you took me out my bedroom and dropped me in the junkyard, nigga.
And then also,
I'm about to go home. I'm about to get me an Uber. Fuck you.
Where they gonna go? I don't know if he got his phone on him.
Like, do you know how?
Yeah,
That's
slide
why
right.
that's why I said. That's why I
Right.
said. Do you know how mad? Cause I'm like, you try, you going? Like, oh, we want to go. Like,
you done snatched me here.
and I didn't want to go.
And it's not the reason that I thought. Because he thought he was like Riri Williams at my
Yeah,
wedding.
right.
It's like,
you know,
Who you hollering at?
Secret night sis.
it's like, wait, it ain't that?
You
ready to come over
man,
here? But here's the thing. I would agree more with Tripp if he would have kept that energy, though. Like, if he would have stayed mad, I would have, all right, let her explain, bro. But the fact, so, you know what I'm saying? I do appreciate
like
that.
I said,
Yeah.
it was just a terrible moment. That was, remember.
Yeah, that was the moment.
She came to the window, or the suit rather, came to the window right after the headphones started fucking up. So he already feeling down.
Yeah.
The headphones fucking up. He can't get back in his mood. Here come this damn suit. The
Talk
suit
about,
that
come
snatched
on.
me here.
Yeah.
Come on, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
The
Like,
suit that snatched me. Now you telling me my sister an AI? He might be a nigga who was getting super.
that's what I'm saying. That's straight to hell. Like, as a nigga that's practicing peace, that's ultimate boss status. Like I said, when I practice peace, I look at shit like, okay, this must be the boss on this level. 'Cause this shit out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be cool in this.
That was definitely on Natalie. She overstepped. Like I get what she was
And Natalie
doing.
did it too. That's what I
I
said.
get
I'm
what
like,
she
I'm
was
really
doing.
going mad.
Like Natalie knew Riri needed Zay
Right,
in this moment. There's nothing else I can do but go get him.
right. But
He should not have appeared. Like,
But-
you know
That's what I'm saying.
I mean?
Like, she should have
She
let her
should've just
explain.
let Riri ease that shit in there, but she was like, no, I want to see this nigga too. Boom, hey, I'm here.
my opinion is she
Yeah,
should have just used the voice.
Yeah,
She should have only just spoke
Yep.
and been like, "Hey," and when let him slowly
Yeah, you got to slowly.
respond to that, and then that way ask that question: "How did you get her voice?" Well, when I did my thing, the computer chose this voice.
He
Then
might
even
he
if-
might have accepted it.
So
more
right,
than it
right,
was the
right.
voice.
So here's why this is why I gave it a solid 4. Because even though I was upset about that scenario, the one thing about Natalie as an AI that I'm seeing is that we're seeing a adolescent AI,
There
right?
you go.
And so in my head, Natalie's reaction was somebody who, we see these in movies, the robot who claims they know about real emotions, but they really don't. And so with Natalie, like you said, she knew that she needed him there, but she didn't really understand the implications because this is an adolescent AI.
But
Right.
think about it.
To a
The
bold
AI
state.
is
They
pulled.
did talk about it.
The AI is
Not
pulled
even
from the
tripping,
from the
but she
person,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Jarvis was already a grown adult man
Yeah.
in the science field. That's why he was so built in with Tony and able to help control Tony. Where Ultron came straight from animosity.
Yep. And
And
scouring
I think-
the internet for 5 minutes and saying like, oh, y'all niggas need to go.
Y'all need to go. So I think that's what it really is.
I'm gonna say the same thing with Vision, right? Because once
Yeah.
Vision became a thing,
Oh, yeah.
he was still naive to
Yeah.
everything. He was just trying to emulate everything he thought was positive and
Yeah.
good.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like this one already came from a teenage girl, so the AI was
So that
definitely
they're the
smart,
same
but it had
age.
a personality like a
that's why
teenage girl.
I give Natalie, and to me, I thought that was really handled well. It was like, because even when she grabbed, I was like, why did she grab bro? Right? You know what I'm saying? In my head, I was thinking that, and then so when it played out, I was like, you know, that's somebody who didn't fully understand the scope of what is about to happen.
No, yeah,
and even she said, I didn't expect her to react
Right.
like that, and it was like, yeah, because you don't really understand emotions.
Like-
Like you're still a robot. You're still, but you're an advanced robot with emotions, but you probably don't even know how to deal with this. Because like, why? Like I'm a robot. Why do I have emotions?
But
why
the
do I
data,
feel
the data
betrayed?
you go to
Yeah.
from is from a teenage girl.
Yep.
So you only gonna generate
Yeah,
emotions
I mean,
from
and these
what
are
you
all
want.
you know. These are the things I know about him. I know you like it, but you're not trying to say that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he really just trying to be like, I'm your friend? Like, I
Yeah.
thought you needed help. Like,
Right.
And she saw that solution as binary, right? Ones and O's.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you're struggling. I know what's gonna help you get through this. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Not knowing how that's gonna affect the next person, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't.
did get this process
She
from
doesn't have
Wakanda.
that.
Yeah,
Because
so-
remember, she was trying to recreate the Wakandan AI.
Yep. So you know what I'm saying. So like I said, I understood. Like I said to me, and I don't know. For that moment to me, I was just like, oh, this is pretty dope. So that's like that kind of helped amplify it for me. You know what I'm saying. And so then we get to, I guess the movie montage moment. You know where there's like,
Oh
she
yeah,
got
that's
the
what I said.
little
Like, that's what I said when I was watching. I was like, this is the best one. Like all the little
Oh,
family
so
moments in
far?
them.
Yeah.
Like the montage. No, I'm saying like the montage moment of family. Everybody
Yeah,
help me. Like,
fine.
but I'm saying like
Oh,
every
the
when I say like
family,
every
yeah.
woman's like every
Yeah.
kid's show has that. I'm like, this is the best one
Yeah.
because there was just so much shit going
Yeah,
on.
and I like
you
the
know
way
what I'm saying?
I like the way that they set it up. 'Cause like I said, the mom, like I said, this shows how the mom is resourceful. Like I said, like where mom may not be the hands-on, but mom knows the emotional
Who do you
connection and
think she
things that
sold
you
the
need.
cartoon that was so willing to give it back so quickly?
I thought she said she just had it.
No, she said I went and bought
Bought it back.
Oh, this
She
they, I
said,
thought she
went
said
and
brought
bought
it back.
Nah,
Yeah.
She said bought it back.
Yeah, I went and
I
bought
thought
it
she said
back.
brought
No,
it
I
back.
thought you said
She
bought.
said-
Yeah, I thought she brought.
No.
She said I heard you was
Well,
gonna be here, so I thought
the
I
caption
thought she
said
meant like she
bought.
had
I'm
it.
saying caption said bought.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who she was. So I thought she
That's
meant
why I'm
she
like, who you think? It didn't like a knocker. I was like, who you think was like, here you go, fam. Like,
Well, maybe she sold it black market. You got to, I mean, not black market. Like on like no face, no case situation, and accidentally sold it back to her mom's.
that's wild. That you just got that lucky. Like, I hope you just sold it to
I
a nigga
just-
on the block who was just like, I got
Right.
you. I
Because
got
I mean,
you.
my thing is like, you apparently got some bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you good?
That's what I
Oh,
was
That's why I thought it was a brought back. I thought it was a storage or
Nigga,
some shit.
Riri was broke, not her
No.
mama.
That's
But I'm also with Bo too, though. They definitely made time seem like that shit was not a
Is it-
factor
So you know what's
Yeah.
funny?
with the whole
So hold
scenario.
on, before we get to it, because I want to talk about that too. So like I said, mom bought it back. One, they went back to the shop, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that it was real. I like what Natalie, because again, we talked about this show being dealing with grief. And I like the message that Natalie told her, like, you know, sometimes,
Oh, yeah, that was good.
you know what I'm saying, you try to block it out, you forget, you know, we deal with so much grief and try to block it out. You also block out the good moments, right? Because they were trying to figure out, you know, about the Iron Head and everything like that. And so the way that she displayed it and, you know, that whole,
Dude, I
that
was
whole
sad,
emotional.
Mom. I got
ain't
emotional.
even gonna hold you.
I got
When
emotional.
the dad started dancing with her, he was like, do the little dance.
I got it. I mean,
I said, Mom, I'm out there.
I'm a nigga with a daughter, bro. I was
Yeah.
emotional. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been with my baby in so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look out and watch it on the way here. I'm definitely about to call baby. Baby, what you? Daddy wasn't seeing you.
Right.
Daddy wasn't
That
seeing
was
you.
like you gonna hug your daughters and shit. Like,
Daddy wasn't seeing you.
It was a tender moment and everything like that. So then, like I said, we get back to like, all right,
Man,
now.
they really, I didn't even think about the sense of time.
You know,
I
and
was
by
full
that,
on-
yeah.
full on
When,
that
and
time.
remember, they was on her ass.
Yeah.
This was right after
Yeah.
the whole fight scenario. So you got to think like, nigga, they literally he went and did. Well, he did do some stuff, but
Not a lot.
not a lot.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
They made it, that should have been like at least a 2 week span.
Yeah, because
yeah, because he did what he did was a day.
Yeah,
What he did was in a day.
when she uncovered the car and she said that my dad
2
always
days,
said that this
maybe?
car gonna save me, right? I was like, all right, I was like, all right, they're gonna build a suit, but I was like, man, the hood shit happening right now. And then they did the whole montage, and I was like, all right, little boy back with the, he's like, I want my wagon. Old boy came, like, we hit the jump.
They only ate once.
They got the
Yeah.
big.
No, they ate twice, I thought.
No, they bought us drinks
Even if
one
they-
time.
Because remember,
brought
they brought coffee, and then he brought coffee,
He brought
and
coffee.
stuff. The little boy brought sandwiches.
I think that's what I said. I think that's the only time they
That's
ate.
the time they ate. You can assume maybe
Yeah.
he just had coffee, like y'all said.
It was a move. That time moved quick as a bitch.
Right.
And because I was like, all right, I was like, what not? Because you got
Maybe
to
there was
think.
some magic involved. Maybe it wasn't there.
You got-
I mean, she was setting the room up. Yeah.
That's the thing.
She was setting up.
She was setting up. Like I said, they had to set up magic. Riri had to set up the recreate the technological stuff that goes in the iron suit. Then they had to weld and put together the iron suit.
No, it was a lot.
But not
And
even
she
that,
had
they had
that-
to break down the card to weld the
To
card.
make it, yeah.
Look, they only showed one testing of the hand. I'm like, you ain't gonna see no flight. We not
Zelma-
like when,
Time for that.
when she
Zelma
told the girl,
definitely
we
had to
did
fill
no
that
test. She
bucket.
like,
Huh?
Oh, since Zelma had to fill that bucket up with whatever type
With
of
the ooze,
space
nigga.
ooze that
That was the
that
ooze
shit
from,
was dripping slow as a
Ghostbusters.
bitch. Like,
There was a lot that they did. In
Like,
the
no, it
24 time span.
like all that nigga did is went making nigga sign some paper. We already saw how they do the heist. That's a one day thing. You know what I'm saying? He went, got his paper signed.
Well,
They
we
was
saw-
still.
We saw Zeke. He was taking off the people. I didn't like that scene that much either. I'm sorry as he fights.
Well, hold on. So I'm gonna get to that next.
Well,
But,
that's what's happening during
Yeah.
this time.
yeah, during this time, because then we get.
No,
into-
I guess you know what?
No,
Because it might have been.
No, it
what we
was.
don't,
Remember,
you know
he
what?
disbanded the team
Yeah.
right after the fight,
You-
and then that's when Zeke thought he was gonna leave, and then he was like, "Well, you lied."
But you also that's what so we don't know the time span of because remember he when he was talking to the team, he was like, now it's getting ready. He didn't say the day to heist, but now we're getting ready. The heist is the most important thing. Everybody and they left him.
Yeah.
So he's
we don't know
still
how
doing
much
that.
time was
That he
actually
took
getting
like
ready for that
like for the
heist.
heist was.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much at that point now I think was
Yeah.
now trying to find not necessarily trying to find him.
Yeah.
Because he knew where that nigga was, but he
Yeah.
like, I gotta come get
Yeah.
you.
Right. He thought
Yeah,
he already
exactly.
thought she was dead.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So then the next episode, we said we finally get.
well,
in-
no, there's still in this episode because I wanted to talk about how at the end of this episode she had to delete the AI.
Oh yeah, lost the
Remember,
AI.
and that's when
Oh,
she
because
lost the AI.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's when we finally
We still at the long
when we
montage
finally put
of the
when we
building.
finally put the suit together and everything like that after the long montage and everything, and then
And
like I
then
said, she
it
did.
deletes the AI.
Yeah,
through the
she when
magic.
she fuses over there.
Oh, well, I knew. Did y'all have that? I actually had that idea already when she told her, like, you know, you ready for this magic? It's always gonna be an exchange.
Oh yeah.
So like, I immediately was like, you about to lose AI. You know what I'm saying? Or
So you know what? I didn't think she was gonna lose AI. I thought the AI was gonna get corrupted and turn evil.
I didn't think it was gonna turn evil. Like you said, I thought it was because it's like
I didn't know if it was. I had a feeling she might have brought her back, but I also was like, that's gonna pretty much be another season or what you know what I'm saying, or working on trying to get her back. But I was like, oh no, you about to lose this motherfucker with some magic. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that.
I was like all the tech is she basically was giving up tech for magic. So I was like, okay, well, giving up your tech is your AI. Like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
so-
it wasn't no more like I'm fighting tech and magic against magic. It's
Yeah.
magic
Now
against
I
magic.
did feel bad because I was like, damn, you gotta watch her die again.
Yeah, that was dramatic ending.
You gotta.
it was, but it was too quick to the like. That was something that, and this ain't nothing on them on their fault. This is Disney fault for
giving them
giving them 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough time to sit in it because it was, oh damn, she lost it again.
But I mean, it was also another one of those things where it's like, y'all not prepared for this. Like, and she was trying to rush and like back her up. I'm like, y'all didn't already have a backup of her. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
see,
crazy.
Well,
So
like,
maybe she
to
didn't,
me-
to be fair, she don't know nothing about magic, and even hearing, hey, it's gonna cost you something. Who knows what?
But my
And
thing is
then-
like,
and
why
then
would you?
Zelma didn't
Because
go-
even when she's like, I'm trying to take it to the laptop, like, why would you have her own this? If you could have been had her turn it to the laptop while you working on your suit, like, why would you even have her
Well,
attached to
she
the
might have
suit?
been helping with. I don't know.
She was definitely helping with
She
that.
I mean, yeah, but when you done, like, it's time to power up. Let me put you on the laptop.
But why would you believe something's gonna go wrong if
That's what I'm saying.
if nobody's giving
I
you a
fully
warning?
understand
And
that.
remember, Zelma is also a adolescent witch, so she don't
She
know.
don't know what the
But that's what I'm saying. It ain't about no. Riri should be
You
smart enough to have a
watching
backup.
kids though, bro.
She-
That's
she-
the fact.
She should
Yeah.
be smart enough to have a backup of her AI.
It's easy for you to say that because
Like,
you're twice
like,
her age.
like you've
bro.
been with your AI for a long time now. It's been crashing and already having moments. You should have a backup of your AI.
Okay, wait. You saying that about her? You didn't say that about Peter Parker.
He needed a backup for what?
That when he went up to say his spell and he decided, oh no this, oh no that, oh no this, and then he fucked up the whole time.
Oh, I mean, that was a terrible scene in his own right. It was just
but
like,
that's
boy,
the whole point. They're giving you the youth of the character.
No, he didn't. Remember, he had different. Remember when he lost vision? What was the name of the AI that he ended up having to launch?
Friday?
Huh?
Not Friday.
Yeah, well, Friday. No, Friday was the one he gave.
Friday,
Was
so,
Peter, right?
so Peter.
Peter.
He just got Peter.
Yeah, but so like I said, it wasn't necessarily back. You got to think also how you gonna back up Natalie? You don't even know how you created Natalie.
That's also fair. Remember,
because you can move it. She was about to do that. Like, so you know you can do it.
No, remember she thought she moved there, and Natalie broke out the motherfucking laptop.
She was ready to. As soon as that was done, she was ready to go fight. So she might not. She thinking like that. That's precious time I ain't got.
Yeah.
After that long ass montage, you got time. You could have threw that in the montage, like back up, like you know what I'm saying.
Understood that, and it was definitely sad. Oh damn!
Yeah.
But because the next episode is right there,
Yeah.
you already picking back up, and you ain't got time to sit. Like that was something
That
you
we
should have
really-
had to sit for a week.
Yeah, we've had the weeks.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I get that.
So the next episode, we finally getting to the Hood's backstory.
Yeah.
What turned him into like why he is and everything like that, and the
I didn't
introduction.
expect him to be a rich kid.
You know me either. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, that was
Most criminals are though.
That was a crazy twist.
Most well-connected criminals are.
Yeah.
It makes sense now that you're thinking about like because
Yeah.
when I was talking about this on Juwan and the podcast, Much Ado About Nothing, and Trayvon was like, "This feel very targeted at the people he picking."
It did feel targeted.
Yeah, targeted.
That's why I really was like, wait, what did they do to? I was like, either these are all the rich people that did something bad to a disenfranchised family.
I thought it was,
He was using that.
Well, see, I thought he was poor.
Yeah, me too.
So I thought
But
these
he
were
was
all
just
the
he was
people
preying on all his whole team was poor. They wasn't poor for real, but
Well,
he was using that like
Yeah.
they kick us to the ground. They do it like
But I don't think any of them they all wasn't from Chicago. That's why
No.
I thought, see, these are all
They
the
all
people
deal
who
with
are
other
around
hardships.
Chicago,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, these are people who his family, like maybe his dad got
Yeah.
kicked by
Oh,
something
yeah.
from
I definitely assume like so. What I
or at
think
least with the
Mark said-
cousin. Like I thought he was doing
I
shit
think
with
what
the
he's
cousin.
doing is the like I said he
Now I don't even know if
he
that was
leaned in on that to get people to build his team, but everybody that was hitting it was definitely felt like a personal vendetta.
Yeah,
That's why I
that's
was
what I
like,
said,
what
yeah.
did these group of people did to him specifically?
Yeah, that's like I said. I thought like something with his
Like yeah, I was
family.
definitely like that. That made me mad because it was just really like you just fucking with your damn businesses.
Yeah,
That's all you
Daddy,
was
you
doing.
got
Well,
daddy
you know what
issues.
you do.
I mean, but when you figure out like what Pops did to him, I was like, well, yeah, like I can see why
Hey,
you
rich
would
people do
grow
that shit all the
upset.
time to their kids. Like, well, I'm about to put you in adoption. I don't want
in the
you.
boarding
Okay,
school.
but imagine if you was a rich kid
Kick
and
him
you
straight
ended up
out the
getting
house,
mythical
like,
devil
at 12.
powers. How you gonna react?
Just to go back to your daddy. Like, nigga, I got powers now.
Well, to me,
I was with my daddy before I looked at ugly as a bitch and be like, cuz you about to get about this seat. Cause I can shoot bullets crazy. You know what I'm saying? I can
Well,
disappear.
that's technically what he did.
Like, why did you go through all those runs when you could have went to your daddy like and do what you just did?
I think we seen the evolution of the Hood, you know, possessing him, right? Because originally he wanted to just strong arm himself into being, you know, that silent partner. Because Pop said that. He was like, yo, if this is a hostile takeover, you could have just did this from the crib.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And originally, that was an original game plan. He was like, you know, I'm going to take over all his portfolio companies and then show up like, hey, I got majority stake. You know, get up out of here.
But he already had it. And
No,
that was
but-
the thing.
no, but-
It was the greed of wanting more.
It's
That
the greed of wanting to
couldn't-
be
he couldn't
disgustingly
satisfy.
He
rich.
wanted his father to know, like, I'm doing this shit. I'm
I'm
taking
better
this
than
away
you.
from you now.
Yeah, that was the whole point of him asking him, like, what'd you come here for? I wanted to see your face.
I mean, I get that's why you want to be there.
Because if I call you or I do it online,
But even dad look like,
it
what
ain't
the
the
fuck
same.
wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
He wanted everything.
He wanted
I
to fight.
think he physically wanted to tell his dad, "Hey, get
Yeah.
out my house."
Get out my
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
Yeah,
like-
that was his last words to him.
Yeah.
The same thing you told me when I was 12 years old. Get out my house. Now I'm in a position.
Yeah.
I don't gotta shoot you. I don't gotta hurt you. Get out my house.
Let's get the fuck out.
So
that was
I want to ask y'all the Mephisto reveal. How did y'all like the reveal?
Which time though? First time?
The
The one at the beginning of the episode.
yep, the one at the beginning of the episode in the
When he was
in the
actually
diner.
talking to
when
the
he was running away, then he
I
opened
liked
the
it.
diner.
I liked it.
How did
I
y'all
thought
like
it was
that?
right on time. I thought because he was so I thought at that moment his whole plan the whole time was to get Riri under his control. Because the way he showed up, the bravado, the like all that, it was like, bro, you ain't been nothing but a tool this whole time.
I believe it still is.
His whole thing was
I
like
believe that was it.
him complaining to him about wanting more. He was looking at him like, nigga, like this is what you asked for. You got what you asked for. Just keep being the villain that I need you to be. because I'm one step away from my initial plan.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, I feel like especially when you think about who Mephisto is as a person, the hood was not important. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely there to get you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not only that, he already talked about how, when he Greg Dolphin was talking to Reed, he was like, you could tell, I just do this for fun.
Yeah.
So he did it for what he said, all 100 of the top Fortune 100, 13 kings. Like, obviously, you know that if you know Mephisto the character, like, he just does it for fun all the time, but you could, everything all just felt like a game to him. Still.
Yeah. So did you like the reveal?
Yeah, I did. I immediately got Lucifer vibes because
Same.
As soon as he popped up, what do you desire? And his voice kind of changed. Oh,
they did the echo and everything.
If you wouldn't have known that it was Mephisto from the leaks, you could even. Oh, okay, it's the devil, fam.
Yeah,
it's
the devil, which is pretty much Mephisto.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So what made me like it is that when they first announced way back when that Sacha Baron Cohen was Mephisto.
Well, they just said he had a rope.
Well, no, they
the
said
leaks.
The leaks, yeah.
Immediately said it was Mephisto.
But so for me, my reference point to him is always Borat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't fucking see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Because
it took me a minute to remember even though it was dude.
Yeah, really? I didn't see it. For me personally. Even though Mephisto was not, because here's the thing. In my head, and I was just going off of some of the comics, like Mephisto is not overly imposing, but he seems more threatening, like, you know what I'm saying, like he seems like the embodiment of the devil. Yeah. So when I see Sacha Baron Cohen, I was like, I just kept on seeing the goofiness of him, I didn't see it.
But he's got a few other roles.
Well, see, I know, man. So, but I'm just using my reference point. Right. So when I saw the portrayal, and then like Did said, getting that Lucifer vibe, I said, oh shit, Sacha, he definitely pulled this off. Because you gotta have that suaveness, you gotta have that that I can manipulate you. You gotta have that. If I'm talking to you, I'm hyping you up, but hey, let's not remember, I'm the one in charge here. I'm still like, he gave me everything that I thought of Mephisto, and I said,
seducing and all that kind of stuff. Really
already, I feel like comedians, they can turn the switch to get dramatic roles just from the nature of always having to be on. Yeah. But one, like you were saying, I guess I didn't need him. I wasn't ever expecting like Mephisto to be, like you said, physically imposing. Mm-hmm. It was you needed the very charismatic person. I can sweet talk you, and then when you do something, you step out of line. You need to be able to know. You don't want to go that far.
Yeah, like, you need to know what I'm doing. Like that's what I said. Like I felt like even in the introduction with Parker, and he was like, "You pay attention to that boy. Listen to me. You're there, like." Bro, and he like.
I you know what I equated it to? The Frenchman on Talladega Nights. Like how he walked into the bar, he was so imposing. Like he made them like him.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I felt like that was gonna be the energy that Mephisto was gonna bring, and that was that part where he was talking to him. He like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, you want me to do it again? You want me to kill him?
Do you not realize what we doing?
He's like, want me to do with somebody else? But to the world, like, you know what I'm saying? Even when he was talking to him, he was like, can I just look at you? Like, oh man, that face. I was like,
bro, tell me that wasn't the same vibe. Like
it was, yeah. So I did like that reveal. I did like also, because you got to think Mephisto is all about like mystery and everything like that. So I do like that at that moment he didn't reveal his name even there. Yeah, right. Like I just like the way that
he didn't ask. Like I feel like Parker was really just
Parker did not care.
He was greedy. He wanted what he wanted.
Yeah. Like he didn't even ask.
Interaction better though.
Of course.
Oh, in the elevator.
Yeah, in the room where he comes. Hey, why your voice different?
Yeah. He's like, bro, I got more people than you, bro. It's not about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I did like the reveal. You know what I'm saying? I did like kind of like how he set up with the hood. He was like, bro, you a king, man. You legendary. So, I mean, not right now. You like shit right now. Yeah. But in general, like you about to be legendary. You know what I'm saying? And even with the deal, you got to think. We watch Supernatural all the time. The deal is usually like, all right, I want to do this, and then you immediately get there. He's like, nah. I ain't giving you shit. I'm gonna give you the tools so you can be who you supposed to be. Which is you gotta think that's an easier way to manipulate somebody and take over them. Because now they get the sense of I'm doing this on my own.
Yeah. But it's like the 48 laws of power.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing where when I was saying it felt like Lucifer is that's sort of how he would do it. Mm-hmm. I can make stuff happen. Mm-hmm. All right, here's how you can make it happen.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. But that's what I said. I agree with you. Like the second part when they talked again, he like, I gave you all this shit, boy. You fucked it all up. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you wanted more. Right. You know, even having that conversation, he just like, Well, I just like he told him in the beginning, like it's never gonna be enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He told him then, like I want some more. Like, well, hold on to this a little bit longer.
Yeah, he said
And he just in his own mind, so it's gonna just give me more power. Like, what is this gonna do? Like,
you know what's funny? I just watched Trainwreck, the American Apparel one. They was talking about how bro used the 50 laws
48
laws of power.
power.
And one of the ones was saying that it's like you give them enough so that they think it is their own idea. It was like this was like clearly somebody that was like, you know, the devil, he builds a cult following. That's his thing. He follows those rules. So it was like, it's crazy how like parallel that was on how he set that up and everything.
yeah.
I don't know, but I think in a sense though, Mephisto had something to do with all of that.
Me too.
Because even how like the dialogue exchange, he went through all that conversation with his dad like in a prior episode, and he just kept it real with him. Like, bro, you could have shot me, you could do whatever you wanted to. It still ain't gonna be enough. And the fact that Mephisto, as soon as he saw him, like he sat there and begged for him to come out, and he up until they walked away from each other, you're gonna make the hood more powerful, right? How much more powerful do you need?
What do you need? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he also said it. He said, man, throughout my life, he said, the Fortune 500, I did deals with,
Fortune
400.
100.
He said, I did 100 of them. He said, kings. Right, you know what I'm saying? So he knows what power does.
Right.
You know
but
what I'm
that's what I think he had that deal already with his dad.
Of course.
So it's all, that's why I said,
I
think it's all been chess moves to get Riri on his side. Like, I'm going to activate this saga for the hood and his dad.
Well, he said
so that she can be the intertwined in it. And at the end of it, when I end it all, I'll have her because now she'll be on my hood.
Because he even said it. He said, I've been watching you. He said, I've been watching you. You know what I'm saying? And they got the thing Mephisto is all about building what they call the ages of Mephisto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's always looking for ages like the Four Horsemen. Like you're looking for specific chess pieces to fit your mold. And they probably got to hit a certain point before, like I said, Mephisto, who knows it, I got to get this person to a certain point so that way I can actually influence them.
And that's a perfect thing about she's a perfect target. You have the intellect of a Tony Stark. You have the will and the ability to build and create. Now I'm gonna give you unlimited funds, unlimited influence, but it's all mine. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to worry about it. Like you couldn't have did that with no other event.
So we do get to the final fight. Like I said, we already talked about the second fight with Zeke. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, she had to shut him down. When we get to that final fight with the hood, I like how they did that fight. I thought that the little slights of horror elements in there with him with his transformation.
I mean, I love the fight, but I feel like that's also what made me feel like the ending was like I enjoyed the ending, because it definitely caught me off guard, but it was also stupid because it was like you know what the fuck you do.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. So here's the thing, I think the switcheroo got me. Because when the suit got it, I said, again?
Yeah.
I said, boy, you need somebody who's better on your team.
I was definitely like, well, this magic ain't doing shit.
Right.
Like,
I was really... Those are some crazy ass illusions, man.
Hey,
it was cold because remember, we had just saw that whole childhood. We just saw your whole childhood through the same tech. So
and it was tech and magic, too.
Nigga, and I was pissed because when that fucking suit fell apart, and I was hoping it would have been like a Tony Stark, and it comes back. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, that's it?
I was mad.
Mercy Protocols and that's what I said. I was watching it like that. I like the fight, but I was really like that first introduction when she did the spirit thing. Like, okay, we better get some shit.
We gotta get some
shit.
But
I'm like, this nigga dragging you all through this goddamn house, dog. Like, what's going on?
The only reason why I was like, I understood that because I was like, you're dealing with. To me, I felt like it was like a watered down version of magic. Like, yes, your magic is infused with technology, but he's pure magic.
It gave off Morbius.
He's pure magic. So I was like, pure magic will still have a slight upper hand. However, your technology and intellect can get you the one up over.
She never tested the suit. It's not tuned. You don't have an AI. There's nobody.
But I know, and that family, right? Because I'm like, she didn't need the magic.
I think she did. I think
she did the detective.
You wouldn't have got that. You wouldn't have got that illusion of that. I blew up the suit. He thinking he won because now she ain't got nothing.
Right.
All of that. The reason why it looked so lifelike was because of the magic.
The magic. You look down the magic.
You wouldn't
the
have
atmosphere changed.
I thought it really blew. Like I said, the smoke.
Me too. I was like, I said, damn,
you said hands up. Like, goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? Literally did, bro. I literally was like, again.
I mean, I definitely thought I just thought the suit was gonna come back. Like I thought she was gonna be sitting there, like so. Even when they got to the part of the gunshot, that's when I really was like, she didn't have a, she dead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I thought when she had the explosion, I thought it was gonna explode, but like the magic is keeping the suit.
Oh yeah.
But I think like she really needed to sell that illusion. You're not selling that with tech.
Yeah.
You're not getting it to that level of realism with tech.
you needed that magic,
bro.
Yeah.
You needed that magic.
I mean, I guess. I feel like she used magic to do a tech trick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, she was basically Mysterio. That's what she was. Remember his illusions?
I mean,
Yeah.
I get that.
It was bold, but I feel like it's the atmosphere bold. So it's the way that it changed the full atmosphere. It gave me Mysterio vibes.
That's what
That it was the
Now I can see that.
I reiterated the bold, yeah.
Because it definitely fooled me. Like I said,
Yeah.
I thought
the smoke,
like, I
the
thought it was
smoke
like-
was going around
like I thought the suit, even if it like I thought that she was like how it happened, I didn't think it was a hologram. I thought probably something was just on her.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it was gonna do the shot, but I thought the suit was gonna just come back,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing in the
That's
suit, and the
what
suit
they
was gonna
said.
help like
Thought the suit
automatically.
was
I
Yeah.
thought, remember it exploded and it got super smoky. You didn't even see her really at first. So I thought once the smoke dissipated, but she would have still been in the suit. Like it would have had red magic around her. Like okay,
I can see that.
she did
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So, and then she snatched that. Give me that motherfucking hood. Nigga.
Yeah. That made me mad.
Why?
Because it was like
so
That-
anticlimactic.
it just so you just so
she set that seed. Remember when that was like, you trusted him? She said he ain't nothing but a dude in a suit.
Yeah, he told her that.
in the hood.
I mean, dude in the hood. He ain't nothing but a
I mean,
suit
I
in the
know
hood.
that. That's why I said it was such a like that nigga was on your ass, and I get you had to trick him. But boy, you ripped that hood up. That nigga was a baby on the flight. Man, change scene. Cut the scene, dog.
Hey, no. Also, too, though, I think that was Mephisto's way of introducing his. He knew you done beat him up. Let me turn the hood off, make him regular.
Right.
You take it from him, and now I got you.
Yep.
Because she had to get in contact with the hood in order for him to get in contact with her. That's my thought.
I mean, that can make sense in the sense of him being out there. Like, just like, as soon as she walked out, he was out there.
Yeah.
That he kind of knew, like, boy, you doing too much anyway. I don't want you anyway.
Yeah.
So while y'all having this fight, I'm about to just go and cut all that shit off. But I mean, but that would take away her victory. Like, I feel like she did win, but it was like it wasn't a win. It's like I just gotta get this fucking hood off your stupid ass.
I do think that's the win, though. It's like Natalie said, he's nothing but a nigga in the hood. So
No,
when
Riri said that.
I thought Natalie said that to her.
No, Riri said that. Natalie was saying he's into some real
That's right.
shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
But so then, even still, I think it's the in his contract with Memphis, you lost your power.
He said, just hold on to that hood.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
you. I need you to keep your symbol of your power. You lost it.
Right. So
Now you gotta pay
And mind you,
It
the
is
hood is
tough.
already powering her suit.
Yeah.
So regardless, it's a piece of the hood in the suit.
I mean, yeah, I get that. That's
So
what I'm
now
saying.
if she keeps the rest of it like he did,
Yeah.
it my
That's
only
the full influence.
my only thing is I don't want her to, because it already happened where at the end they had the little leash
Yeah.
on her arm. I don't want that for Riri.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna
So
get that far.
Yes, it is.
It's
You know
probably gonna be just like him.
And here's why I believe it is. We'll get to that because I want to talk about, like I said, Dish said the second interaction with Mephisto was the best.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the second one, the one in the
With
Third.
Okay, so I like this one the best actually. Then
I didn't like this one at all.
I like this
Oh,
one.
I
the
like
best.
this one.
I
Because
like this
this,
one.
one was definitely like, as he started talking, I'm like, bro, it's you about to do the stupidest thing.
What?
Like when I was
Was that Riri?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing, and this is why I do like this show. It's not a happy ending at all.
Yeah.
No.
And that's why I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what made
it's
me
not
like,
a
I
happy
liked it.
ending, and I'm okay with that because I like the conversation. I like the little reflection of Mephisto showing his true self.
that was cool.
To me, it gave and I saw somebody say this online. I wish I knew who said it. They said it's like the Inception ending because it was like, was that a true ending or are we
Right.
just seeing another alternate universe? of
Yeah.
Riri? Now I'm on the links of I'm on the side of this is a true ending. In regards to that, but I do like how they was splicing in between. I like when they was having the conversation. You see her. You said again. I had the same thought. Like, oh, she about to do something stupid. Like I knew it was coming and everything like that. I like the speech that he gave in regards to it. I also like. Here's where I agree with you, and I was like, but I don't think that he knew the moment that he was going to be able to get full influence on her. I feel like okay, it was always regards to the suit. I mean the hood. You need that hood for full influence, right? For Mephisto to get full influence. She had part of the suit, And when he was having the conversation, I think that he needs to know what you desire in order for you to get that full influence, right? And so he's asking her, but he's also, I need to be able to read your mind. And when he realized, like, I know exactly what you want. You saw the light bulb in his head, like, I think you. And when that moment he said, "Listen here, the light that I can provide you, you should take this deal." I think that was the moment that he realized, I got you. I know exactly what you need. And I know exactly what you want. And that's where I think that. So I think that even though he had his eye on Riri this whole time, I feel like there's a moment where Mephisto knows he can get full control over you. And I feel like that's the game he's playing. He's always putting pieces along to set you up so you can get to that tipping point where he's like, got your ass.
Right. I mean, that's what I said. I feel like because even when they did it, like the first flash forward scene, you want to call it, where she was writing on the wall, I still in my mind like she said no, and she was still trying to figure out
I thought so
the
too.
magic. You know, said she still trying to figure this shit out. So of course, when Natalie popped up, it's like, okay, she got the eye back. Same thing.
She even said it. She said, "I've been working on this.
Yeah,
I can't wait to tell you this."
So it's like I said, then they come back to dude still talking. I'm still in my head like, I'm like, y'all, I see what y'all doing, but it's gonna end at the no, and we're seeing that she figured it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when Natalie touched her, I immediately was like, girl, you got your motherfucking nerve.
Yeah,
he kept
on leaning on it. He kept, and that's what I said. That's why I appreciate the conversation. She initially was saying no, but then he kept on leaning on that emotion. Remember, she never got a chance to process that grief. You know what I'm saying? Right when she said, "It's just me you want, not everybody else." That's why I was like, he got her. Yeah. I think again, that's when he knew. He said, I know exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was just such a weird.
Because he could have easily brought back the AI.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like easily brought back the
took
AI.
it away.
So my thing is, well, all of this and us having gone through Agatha, and now they're introducing Lady Death and her need to collect those souls. How does that play into effect with her and him bringing Natalie back?
So this is where now like I said, this is my fan theories of here and now. I feel like, because you gotta remember, I say the MCU is just a different comic book run. It's loosely based off of comic books, but they're going to play some things around. I believe that the Mephistos that we was theorizing way back when with Agatha, in WandaVision, I feel like now it was an intentional accident, right? Because I can see a scenario where, like I said, Dormammu, the Darkhold, all that is really a derivative from the influence from Mephisto, right?
Yeah.
Where that dark magic, that redness and everything like that. And I can see, like I said, again, my theory is that Mephisto, it's not as clear cut of, I'm just making a deal. I got influence over you now. There has to be an emotional point or something that you can find, all right? Like, so with Wanda, you realized that I said it was the souls. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we already know, like, Billy and it was always embodiment of Mephisto, you know what I'm saying, in the comic book. I can see a scenario where the pieces were put together and Mephisto had parts on why Billy and them came apart or came alive, right? You remember that was something new. That was like Wanda created kids, and when we saw it in Multiverse of Madness, and like when they introduced talking about dreams, saying that dreams ain't really just dreams, you're really peeking into the other universe. And then even in Agatha, seeing how Billy and Tommy, he was saying, yeah, the souls, once we got put together, our souls had to go somewhere.
Right.
So when this kid, so when to that kid, right? With Natalie, remember the whole scariness of Natalie and why Riri was so thrown off, it was like, all right, this is kind of, I was dreaming, and we know that dreaming is peeking into the multiverse. Where did this Natalie come from? And then even with Natalie's reaction, like what Bo said, he knew when Natalie was acting strange, right? Natalie's reaction, Natalie's reaction, and even when she immediately said, "Yeah, where's like her dad?" She's like, "Where he at?" Right? I feel like it was kind of like a blip scenario. She got pulled right back into the same spot. Back to the same. So she doesn't have AI Natalie's memories. She doesn't know any of that shit that happened. She's thinking like, all right, like I'm back in the shop. Like where's bro? Like what happened? I believe that Mephisto has been, again, just behind the scenes, low key, just playing chess, trying to build his agents of Mephisto, because you know what I'm saying, he's gonna play a part in wherever they throw him in when he comes back. And that's why I believe like it was a happy accident. That may have not been the plan at first, but then as this go, they was like, oh shit, like we can really make this through line of Mephisto always being a part of this. And in this run, Mephisto is
Right.
our big guy.
Because my thing is, just like the brother wasn't accepting the AIs, did he change the brother's mindset? Did he change? Like, is this a timeline change? Is this a reality change?
So-
Or did you just bring her back and now you're going to hold it over her head? Hey, I can bring back your stepdad too. You know what I'm saying? Shit, like situations like that.
It's a thing where in the greater world, the only person that died that day is Gary.
Yeah.
Like, so
Mm.
the brother never gonna have that feeling of
Gary may be
My
a canon
sister
event
gone.
too. Or what they call it in Marvel? Not a canon event. What do they call it in
Anchor.
Marvel?
Anchor.
no, I don't think. I
yeah.
just think
Everybody
If he
got
doesn't,
a
if he doesn't come back, I can see that. But I mean, I also so I do.
that was Spider-Verse.
I do
And
stand.
then-
on-
They named something like that in
Deadpool. It was the
in
anchor
MCU.
event.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Anchor event. Whatever it
But
was.
it didn't have to be tied to a death. I don't think.
Oh yeah, it was,
It was-
that's the whole thing.
it was Logan.
Wolverine.
Yeah, it was
Wolverine
Logan,
is
yeah.
the anchor
So
character.
they already got
for
it
their
with this
world.
universe. Then that's what I'm saying. Like you,
I thought everybody had an Anchor event. I thought
Oh no, Spider Verse. They do say everybody have.
every Spider.
Because everybody
Canon
was
event.
been for everybody.
I know that, but I thought
every
everybody had an Anchor
superhero has a canon event that creates their person.
That's what I thought. That's what I'm saying. I thought
The
everybody had
anchor,
one.
the anchor in the timeline keeps the timeline alive.
Right. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so
Canon
so,
event is what you're
So
looking
that's
for.
like, okay, so
And that's
canon event.
Spider-Verse.
So wait, what I'm talking about whatever
No,
that
that's
is.
all universes because they also use canon events.
But no,
And,
the way
Deadpool.
that he's describing how every hero
Yeah.
has to have that in order to go on their path to become a hero. That
Canon
was
event.
Spider-Verse.
Right.
That precedence was set in Spider Verse.
The way the MCU does it
Every-
is their anchor being, and like I said, that was Logan.
Yeah. So I mean, what you're trying to say is every superhero has that moment where they become a superhero. Like this is what sets me off on that path, and they canonize that by calling it a canon event in Spider Verse. But you can technically use that for everything because I mean it happens everywhere. Like the Uncle Ben moments in Spider Man.
Yeah.
I mean, and even like I said, in this space, if we were even using that, I mean, I feel like Ironheart still had. I feel like Ironheart still hasn't had a canon event.
Yeah.
But she's not a hero yet. She's not fighting for anything but herself still right now.
I think yeah.
So it's like I feel like, so what I do. So there's two things as in my theory of this. I also feel like this was all just like what we were saying. It could really just been. It just ended with a conversation, and even if you can say that Dormammu was kind of, or not Dormammu, but Mephisto was putting stuff in her head, or she kind of thinking about this. That all could be that she just thought out the possibility of like what could happen doing the deal.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, because in my mind, I feel like he didn't give her. He gave her the knowledge of magic.
He gave her the
Anything.
hood.
Did you see? I didn't see the
Yeah,
hood.
she
When
kept the
you-
hood.
when you-
It's
when
on
you-
the-
when
it's
you-
on
when
the-
you-
it's on the,
when you-
her-
it's on the
her
suit.
suit
When
in the
you
back.
looking at that flashback and her suit's in the background, it has the hood on.
I think
Okay.
it's dope that they made it so that the hood
scene,
was.
For some reason, this got rated. It almost got a 3 because of this.
Amplify it for
This
me.
almost got a 3 because of this.
But I mean, like I said, like that's what I felt like. That could have been just a scene.
Like I said, like an Inception type of thing. Like
Yeah,
you don't
we're
know.
saying like when if they started the season, whatever, she said no, or she thought about all that kind of stuff. It almost sells me because it only sells me because they showed the arm. Like they didn't show the arm, but it doesn't make sense to me because this unless where we're talking now that it completely changes the timeline, like where nobody expects nobody like you said we only the news has changed that she is that only Gary dies. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in the whole world just looks at a totally different thing. It's like that's the only way this can work because if you finna go Spiral hasn't explained this to everybody that she done brought to friend
Or-
back.
I think he powerful. I don't. I feel like that's not even a big thing. He powerful if he can do that. It's fine. Strange rewrote reality. Why are we acting like?
I mean, like, but that's what I said. I feel like that's what I said. I
He's
feel like.
more powerful than
But that's what I said.
Mephisto
But no, that's what I said. That's what I said. I
That's
think it gets
Where
crazy
Wiccan
because I
gets
feel
his,
like
reality warp and powers from.
And you gotta think if Mephisto's trying to build his agents of Mephisto, it's like, all right, look at that. Let me pull out the stats for you because I want you.
because that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like
I want you.
So I mean, I feel like she would. That's what I said. I can understand the alternate reality, all that kind of thing. Because if he just gives her the knowledge of magic and how to do everything, you know what I'm saying? Like we can then look at the beginning of a Sorcerer Supreme reread because of just the path that she goes with this.
Yeah, and this is kind of
you know
one.
what I'm
Bo probably knows exactly because I'm not up on the Ironheart comics, but if I'm not mistaken, there is an Ironheart that she's evil in the comics at some point.
I don't know.
So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. So like for me, it feels like so. That's what I said. I feel like if it's the only way it could go is if they do the timeline change of like she really rewrote the magic and rewrote history.
Oh no, I think both.
I don't.
I
Think
can see
that's,
both. I don't
the
think.
wrong question. Like I said, I think that's a very easy route that they're going.
Yeah.
I think they build her up into a Tony Stark, but just an evil version. Because
I do agree that
because
now
she's
you
gonna
go-
have Mephisto behind her. I think she's gonna build herself an empire, but it's gonna have some underlying shady dealings, just like Tony Stark, where selling tech, doing stuff, and then when they finally come to bust her out, it's gonna be like that's gonna be her.
Because I can also
change
see,
moment.
Because if they keep it real, I can also see the change like that we need. Where I said the canon event that every hero needs is that Natalie dies again, and you just realize like she has to die, fam. Like you're saying like what you doing?
Man, I can see that.
Like they put that in so many other kind of when it comes to like bringing it back.
Without the death of Natalie, she doesn't turn to the hero. So now if I'm bringing you Natalie back, then you are easier to be influenced to something else.
Yeah, so like I can easily see because that's what made me mad. Because like, bro, you not over this? Like you just had a conversation with everybody about being over, like understanding.
Yeah, but she's a liar.
I think
She's
that's
a liar the
my
whole
biggest
time. She
thing
hiding
of
running from
this
her own
series.
feelings.
And like I said, I was about to give it a 3. I was talking to somebody and they was like, "Well, this series is a tragedy. That's what this series is
I
about.
mean, it really is.
It's not about building the character up from their high points. This series is about low getting low.
Yeah, Logan.
And
Yeah.
When I was okay, that excludes everything. I'll give it a 3.5. It's still because it's just dumb to me that you are consistently like I said it at the
we talked about it.
at
First
the last month, like, bro, for a genius, you make dumb decisions.
But again,
And then my guy, he was like, bro, it don't stop.
Stop it.
And at every inflection point, you just making.
Well, see, that's why
decisions.
I lean heavily on that her being a kid. I did. And I get what you're
But
saying.
see that's why.
At some point,
And
enough is enough.
But that's my whole point about Peter Parker, bro. We applauding niggas the whole time they make these decisions like Iron Man. We applaud you when you destroy your shit, making these suits, doing all this. Then when the suits turn on you, oh, that was stupid, bro. You should have did that. Of course, because you're a genius.
I already had no problem because I got into that debate with somebody else. I went back to I'm sorry, King. I'm sorry for disagreeing with you on Spider-Man. Because now I'm mad at this. Thank you.
Because you see the stupidity. Where it's like, nigga, Dr. Strange could have just cut you in half. And all that should have been over. But he kept giving you these chances and you kept fucking up.
Don't even bring up.
But I mean, also like I say, even with I was saying like what Doug was saying about this is like Iron Man 3 vibes. It's also the original Doctor Strange vibes. Like Doctor Strange was literally like, I gotta learn magic to try to. You know what I'm saying?
And I didn't know about this run until
Which one?
The Spider-Man. I think it's Brand New Day.
Brand New Day.
Oh yeah.
This is literally that run.
Yeah.
Like it is Peter Parker in that run. Peter Parker. I think Aunt May died. Peter Parker wanted her back. He made a deal with Mephisto. Mephisto said, "I want your marriage."
I want your marriage.
Yeah, he was married to MJ.
Yeah.
So he rewrote the entire reality because he had to unwrite that and obviously the ripple effects and stuff. This is essentially that.
Yeah. So
we don't know what he. I guess the rewrite would be bringing Natalie back. I don't know what the ripple effect is yet. Obviously we ain't got there, but it's essentially this person super close to you died. You made a deal with Mephisto to bring them back.
So here's where I give Riri a lot of like. Again, I'm not saying she definitely made a whole lot of dumb decisions, right? And the reason why, again, it's the unexpected for me because I was like, you gotta think about it. All right, we got Peter Parker, MIT kid. Like you said, eventually he does stupid shit, but then it all works out. We had Shuri, super smart, who does shit, always works shit out, right? I was like, you know what I'm saying?
We don't get the work shit out part though.
Who?
From Riri.
No, hold on. That's
like
wait. That's what I'm getting to though.
Okay.
I said. We don't always have to have them always. Listen, there's gonna be some.
That's what
kids
you want to say?
No, it is because I was like the unexpected. I expected is she gonna work it out? So when they didn't do it, I was like, oh shit! To me, it amplified it because, like I said, now I'm like, oh, I really want to see what's going on. I really want to see what's next, and I was excited about that.
We kind of worked it out, only to make another dumbass decision.
But that's also why I can say. I think I said that before about like Riri might be actually introduced more to like the street level heroes and everything because the only person that actually even has a bit of knowledge that's a hero is Peter that she can actually run into and talk about. You know what I'm saying? That actually has any knowledge of like dealing with strange magic and any of that stuff. That would be another hero level person.
But I mean, she's in Chicago and Peter's in New York.
Yeah, but I can feel like even if you was reaching out.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
They gonna bring that. They gonna bring that together at some point.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like I think both said it earlier. She really never dealt with the trauma. She
Yeah,
she found a new
the
way.
tragedy of it.
She found a new way to latch on, and she latched on to the death of real Natalie to AI Natalie, and then she lost AI Natalie, and that's like I can't function. I need Natalie.
Yeah.
No matter how that's going, what happens, I need to bring her back.
But I do agree with the brand new day idea.
Yeah.
That would even include if you want to bring Spider-Man into it. That could be like a moment where, because what I do truly believe is that Riri's not going to be evil. She made the deal, but she's as a person who Riri is, she's figuring out how to get the fuck out the deal.
So here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
So here's why I disagree. I believe that I don't think she's going to be evil, but you
she doesn't know what she gave up yet.
When she was working with the hood, she always had it in her head a justifiable reason of why she's doing this and figured out she can get it out. So I feel like,
it's whatever the greater good is, and the greater good to her. I don't think it's gonna be evil.
It's been proven to suit.
By now she might be fine with that.
I don't know, because here's the thing. Remember, just like how he told the hood with power, you're never gonna have enough power. With Riri, and we've seen it with Tony, and this whole why it spiraled over. You're never going to feel like the world is safe enough with the technology that you have. Right. Riri is never going to be like, all right, this is enough. So that's how Mephisto's going to always keep that hand on her. It's like, oh, you need more power, or here's what we got to do. Oh, you need more of this, here's what we got to do. And she's going to be like, I'm dead. She's going to justify it. So it's going to be sketchy shit. Like, Mephisto ain't doing shit like, all right, kill Diggs. But
I
think
it's
not gonna be evil, but she's gonna be doing shit that's gonna be like, bro, like, you know.
But I'm saying it's all because you said it's for the greater good. So it's all gonna be in trying to stop this deal with Mephisto. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I feel like she's taking the deal. So you don't know that she's not gonna try to get out, like figure out how to get out of her deal.
I think she recognizes who she made a deal with.
Yeah,
that's what I said. That's what I said. I feel like even her researching, like if I give you as Mephisto,
I don't think she don't realize what she gave up, right? So I feel like her getting Natalie back, she's not gonna care about the suit anymore, because her whole reason for building the suits were to protect the family. Now that she has what she felt like she needed back, losing her soul is what's going to, like, it's really affecting everything, right? Because now she's not gonna have that same passion towards building those suits because she got Natalie back.
That's all I was trying to finish. Like, I feel like it ain't the suit. Like, I feel like if you get Natalie back, you know I'm gonna have to go. Like, I got my wish to get you back, but I'm gonna give myself. I need to stop that.
I don't think she recognized. That's what I'm saying. She doesn't remember.
But that's what I said. Like, if we were getting to the brand new day aspect of what you like, that made me think about what you talking about the Spider-Man thing. It would be that in her pursuits of trying to figure out how to stop this, you get in touch with Peter Parker. Like, how you rewrote. How the fuck did you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you rewrote a whole.
But she knows that.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's because that she didn't get. Hood didn't give her. Like, I feel like the Hood gave, like, or Mephisto gave her the Hood, but I feel like he also really gave her just the knowledge of magic. So that's why I say all this writing down, and she was telling Natalie, I will break all this shit down. So she's figuring out magic.
But
and you're gonna and that pursuit, you're gonna figure out like, all right, well, if I actually was the one to bring Natalie back while me doing all these, I can figure out how to get the fuck out.
But see, that's why I'm thinking. So this is why I
but I get she still know how big.
This is why I disagree with you on she's trying to get out get out of the deal with Mephisto. I believe that Mephisto gave her the Hood and like I said, gave her the knowledge of the magic, and she was writing on it and figuring it out. But even when she hugged Natalie, and even in that moment, she didn't say, "Oh shit, Mephisto brought you back." In her head, she possibly thinks that she just brought.
Yeah, I mean that's what I believe. Yeah,
right, where Mephisto. So again, you got to think. When the Hood wanted power, Mephisto could have gave him the power, but he said, "No, I'm gonna give you the tools to get the one that you want." Right? So I agree with you. Where like he probably gave her the magic and said, "All right, give her the magic, let her figure it out." She's trying to figure it out, and at a point, make her think that she was the one that brought back Natalie. So now she has no reason to get away from Mephisto. Why would you get away from Mephisto? But he didn't do it because
you can't get away from.
Why would you want to?
But that was the thing. That was a reality that Mephisto had put together on the spot.
Yeah.
So no, as I'm saying, what she was doing in that reality was trying to reverse the magic that Zelma put in. So that's why she was trying to that's why he was luring her in with the idea, like, look, I can give you your AI back. And then she was like, that's not enough, basically, during the conversation. That's when he gave her the vision that, nigga, I can make her real.
Well, you said
that's when he said.
Depends on if you believe it's a vision or if it's true.
No, it was the vision. That's what he told her. He told her, right, just rewatched it.
I did too.
He literally told her, "Look at what I can give you." That's why she in the
Right.
pizzeria like.
So you don't think that you don't believe that's true? Because I'm on the side of what we saw is actually the future of what happened.
I think they were playing it both actually.
No,
Where
yeah.
He's telling her, but we are also seeing the flash forward.
Yeah, I believe it's a flash forward.
He know, like, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna work yourself to the bone. But this is what I can do. That's why it went from
I don't believe
AI. She thought it was AI to it's. Nigga, what are you talking about?
And that's why I said I don't believe that she believes that Mephisto brought her back. I believe that she believes that, like what Bacardi said.
But he gonna treat her just like he did the hood.
Yeah, but
where he gonna keep it contact.
Oh yeah, he gonna keep it contact.
Oh yeah,
so I believe that whatever magic she was doing whenever we come back to revisit this, she gonna be like, dang, so I brought you back instead of bringing actual AI back. And again, in that sense, to Bacardi's was the initial point. Why would Riri say I want to get away from Mephisto? Because Mephisto didn't do anything but just give me the tools to crack this code myself.
Right.
So why would I want to get away from that? Yeah, until you realize, oh wait, I didn't crack this code. Mephisto just bring it back.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
I don't think it'll even be to that though. It'll be until it'll have to be until the next person gets hurt and that she's like, whatever happens is not saving them, right? Because that was
that's what I mean. I think that's 1 and 1. I think like when she realized, oh, I didn't bring Natalie back, it's going to be that moment. Somebody's going to die. She's like, well, I know how to fix this, and it's not going to work. And then she's going to realize, wait a minute, it wasn't me. It was Mephisto. Yeah. This is wrong. We go back to that moral complex. And
I mean, I think
it's wrong. It's going to be, hey, I need to bring this person back too.
Because I feel like it's going to be something wrong with Natalie, of course, that's off. That would even be a reason that if she is because I mean she definitely know Mephisto got something to do because the nigga her arm acting up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like so it's like you definitely know.
I was just gonna say
like you are aware that whether you did it or Mephisto did it, you activated some shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Natalie gonna feel that shit happening.
Right.
So, but I do feel like in the system, like what we said when we creating the canon event and the event where she has to understand that things have to happen for her to be who she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The brother dies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get her back, but now you lose the brother. Like you have to deal with death and grief. Because that's all she showed that she can.
World is. It could be literally like in this rewritten world, he was the one that died. Like he not even like he just died after. He just already dead.
Right. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what we got at that end scene was in the garage. So I feel like even in a world that we thinking about how we wrote, when she walked out of
honestly,
Miro might be him.
Hey, look,
you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, you could replace anybody. It could be the mom. It could be the
mom.
Anybody that she knew that we were introduced to, they could definitely kill them off and make those her drivers.
And now you talking
you know what?
Because now you talking Mephisto. That's why I said I feel like.
Hold on. Before you jump real quick, I just want to say.
I definitely want to finish.
Go.
That's why I said I feel like the battle with Mephisto, even though we know I'm not saying Ryu's gonna beat Mephisto, but I'm saying as far as like even continuing her story, that's the setup. Like even if you started the next episode with her hugging everything with Natalie and they walk out and like I said, the mirror changed. I'm immediately going to Mephisto. Bro, what the fuck you do? Like, well, I gave you what you wanted. But it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
So then now it's like I'm even more trying to get in this shit with you.
Well, yeah, so it would have to be that. Again, but
like,
I'm leaning more on what you said that he gave her the tools of the magic that she's gonna believe that she did.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. But here's the thing: the one thing that King made me I actually realize that they do a full swap. 2 people died, right? So if it's mom and bro, right? You got to think because, like I said, it was her connect. He said, I know what you want. I can give it to you. What you want is you want to be able to still build shit with your dad and have Natalie back. You never really all your emotions at this point when I met you. At this point, you was at odds back and forth with your mom a little bit. You had a little bit moment back and forth with bro.
Yeah.
But so it's like I can see that equivalent exchange. You know what I'm saying?
The
wrong 2 people died. I killed the right 2 people.
And like I said,
the right one.
And like I said, Mephisto played like that because it would be a very. This is what you asked for. Like I didn't say what I was gonna do. I didn't say what was gonna happen because I think even if she is the one smart that she's rewriting it, and it worked.
Yeah.
That means she just changed time, right? That's why I said it's perfect to have it in the thing.
So now,
because when you walk out of it, it's like now you're gonna see what you actually did.
So now it poses the question, because remember this was just a one-off series. This was not right. So where does this pop back up at? I guess where does this pick back up at? Or is like because remember we went into this series saying, all right, it gotta lead into something.
I think it
'cause we're
picks
in the
back up
phase.
at either Shang-Chi or Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I feel like
Because those are the two right now I think that are heavily magic based, and that we've been hearing rumblings of bringing something back to the table. But I think those are the two most suitable, unless you're giving us a
So
season two.
how do we get there? Because now you just brought up San Francisco and you brought up New York,
Right,
and she's in Chicago.
Shang-Chi he's already been working with Wong.
right. And that's what I think
That's
too.
true.
When you think about
That's
magic, it really doesn't
I know
matter.
it's really it doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
they can really go anywhere. And
But-
and the fact that it's dark magic means now I think they will eventually have to bring one of those in, because with Velma and the Hood having their conversation,
Mhm.
you're only gonna reach out to your mentor. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I lean like it got to be Stranger Cat. I know what you
Yeah, I
saying.
mean,
Dude,
it's
but
like-
it got because how else do you bring in all these magic elements? Like in what way do you bring in all these magic
You said
elements?
that like Marvel has not left threads and said, "Oh,
I feel like
Yeah,
now
that's
they're
it.
moving forward though.
Because I mean, the only way, the easiest way from this is like the fact that Cree, something like the mom already got all these connections. So then you start the same the next season where she like, I got to go back to her because I didn't think it's something stupid as
in the
hell.
new season.
Yeah, they would go, you know what I'm saying. But
And-
even without the connection, like to try to bring Strange or whatever back in is like, if you gonna have to go tell what's the name and like, what the fuck you just did.
Right.
It's
Because
gotta
it's
be-
something dark being spread,
Yeah.
and the fact that, because like I think when she first initially saw it and she knew it was just some other person, she probably didn't realize like, oh, it's entrenched in my city. But it's just like how, like San Francisco or New York, they got somebody to protect their city. I'm sure she's
Yeah, there's a dis-
the
yeah.
one
Yeah.
that's on her side
It's-
protecting the city.
It's
They
got
always
to
had that
be.
jurisdiction
Do they
like
got a
this.
temple in Chicago? I mean, where did they say all they had temples at?
I don't remember."
I think they do.
But I mean,
they
she
might
also
have a
talking about- I just feel like
sanctum
she got a
in,
connection.
Chicago because
Right.
it's a large
Like-
enough city. But no, well, it'll have to be something Wong centered because he Sorcerer Supreme.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's
Oh, yeah.
he's-
But I mean, I
you
can-
know what I mean. So he's the hierarchy of magic right now. So
Right.
if anything, it would be a storyline involving him like sensing this dark magic happening.
Oh,
And
without-
that
I was gonna say,
And that could be, I could say that's an easy thing if it's just the mom that sent word to Wong and I'm like,
Right.
hey,
Well, not even out that. I was
Who knows?
going to ask a question. Did they set any precedents of like when new magic or somebody or new magic user comes about? Is there any type of alert to this? Like, is that did they set any
No,
type
I
of?
don't think so.
Huh.
I think it's just depending on what they do.
How did they discover Wanda's? Like,
No, I mean they kind of did with
How-
Multiverse of
Yeah,
Madness
that's what I'm
with
saying,
America
Multiverse-
Chavez and Wong being able to kind of sense that, but he also dipped out really at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. They didn't really sit. Strange went to go find Wanda. Like,
Yeah.
Strange, he knew he knows Wanda. So
Yeah.
he didn't go. Sit
oh
there
yeah,
and
so he
see
didn't sense
magic.
the evil until
Oh
she
no!
started
Remember, it was
lying.
dreams. He had the dreams, the memories of the other strangers from the other dimensions. He was dreaming their memories, so he kept dreaming
Yeah, about
about
American Chavez.
dying with her over and over again.
oh yeah.
And then when he met her, he like, damn, I know you, but it was because of his dream.
So okay, because I was
But it was the fractures in the multiverse that was allowing him to see those visions.
So here's the thing. So this is possibly where, okay, variants from another, because when Wanda brought back the kids,
That's when they realized she was that powerful.
yeah, it
Because
was.
remember, they just
yeah.
thought it was Wanda Maximoff. They didn't
Yeah.
think that it was
So-
Yeah.
So
Scarlet
that's
Witch.
so
So
Oh,
she
yeah.
created beings.
yeah.
That's
so,
when they was like, oh shit, Scarlet
That
Witch
could
was
be the
inside
alert.
the jewel when we broke it
so
open.
that could be the alert. The creation of Natalie. This Natalie's not AI. Now you brought
Right.
back Natalie from the dead. That's the alert to say, hey, whoa.
That's why I think it'll be Doctor Strange 3.
What's Doctor Strange supposed to be called?
They don't have a name or anything.
Oh, okay.
They don't I don't think they have a script or anything. It's just
Yeah, I think they're trying to piece it all together. That's why I said I feel like we still need the Ironheart to happen. We have to
Yeah.
really kind of piece a Strange movie together, how they would go. But I agree. If we don't get Strange Academy, it'd be really heartbreaking because I feel like it'd be a good setup for a lot of this.
I don't have faith that they would do it because
It's just such a different universe of like, it can have its own separate thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the Strange itself, like Strange in its own right is really to me supposed to just be dabbing into the MCU Avengers type of shit. He really has his own thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but that's where he, like I said, if they hadn't made the comments that they already made about
Yeah.
wanting to pair, they already said that the MCU got stretched too thin. Like that was their big thing. The MCU got stretched too thin. There are too many different projects here and there. They really want to focus on. I think they said what was it? I think it was 4 projects a year or something like that.
Yeah, like
Maybe even less.
I think it
Right.
And 3 of those are supposed to be movies.
Yeah, 3 movies in a show.
Series, yeah.
No, it's 3 movies, 2 shows. Cause beginning of the year,
then? Okay.
yeah, beginning of the year, end of the year.
So I mean, we know they
shows.
focusing on the Wakanda show. What's the other show?
Wonder Man.
Oh, okay.
Wonder Man, he
But
already
again, also,
like the
I'm
Vision.
not.
That's what I feel like-
Vision series is still coming out.
I just feel like you're gonna have to give us like if Riri has
Doctor
anything.
Strange
But I was
3.
but say the weird thing about like if Riri still has
Or-
anything to do
but
with the
that's
MCU.
So outside, I'm not even saying no. Riri will show up. Riri will because she's probably going to show up in whatever Young Avengers
She's gonna
or
be
champions, whatever
champion. They
like,
call it champions.
whatever they're
She's
doing
gonna be
with that.
champion.
She's going to show up. This is strictly about some of those other loose ends. One, just the fact of how far along it was filmed. I think it's just sort of they know Mephisto's gonna show up somewhere, but that loose end of Zelda and Parker.
Oh yeah, that's the
I think it's.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
maybe,
gone. That's
maybe
gone.
they touch
Yeah.
on that in the Wiccan series. I mean, because Agatha can sense that power.
Well, yeah, with Zelda,
So-
characters will show up. I just think that story.
Yeah, that storyline might not.
Oh,
it
yeah,
might not be a
that'd be
big.
the Strange Academy.
It might not be a big plot point anywhere else.
Maybe the Wiccan series is focused on Strange Academy.
I think his is focused
I
on
know.
finding this. I get you just want that storyline to continue. I'm just in the way that they're going. I feel like they are like, we'll pick these characters. That's why I want that. I want you to know this part.
I'm just like if Disney want to try to get that Harry Potter money, Strange Academy would do it. You know what I'm saying? Like a movie of magicians and all
I
like.
think that was the initial sell,
Yeah,
but you know,
the other stories didn't do as well, and
Right.
not received well. So like that's
No, I mean,
scared them a
and I
little
don't know.
bit.
My thing,
But
like I said, I don't
think that's
see.
the thing, the motivation that they'll change their mind because it's all about money. Not saying it has to even be recent. Like if you already know you got your movie slated out for the next 2 years, you
Yeah.
can obviously throw some hints out there at the tail end of other movies that leads you on to 220.
Yeah, because I feel like just in the fact of we usually get, especially at the end of a series, where they announce when they will be back. And Riri was not. There was no ending line
shit.
saying.
I didn't even
Right.
notice
Yeah,
that.
there was
Because-
no ending line saying Riri will return
Oh yeah,
in anything.
what
You
if
said,
they ain't announced? I fully think her next time.
you think
showing
she
up-
gonna be in the next set of photo, like the next
Like
leaks?
after Doomsday shit.
No, she probably in like whatever they're doing for young, like the champions, like that's
So yeah,
for-
we want.
that's fully her next time showing up. Because I think even Doctor Strange 3 is either in between the 2 Avengers films or after.
So I think
So it's like
you know what it is.
I think it's after-
it's that second set of chairs that we talked about. Remember we
It's-
said that there's most likely going to act like we saw
That's what I said, I feel
Doomsday,
like-
they've been doing that.
and then
It's-
doing, I think so.
You think they off that?
I think they saw the reception was not as what they.
Well,
I think.
they might
They
not
made
do it-
niggas sit through a
they may not
YouTube
do it
video.
that way, but I'm saying whatever the next casting that is announced for the next Avengers after Doomsday, that's where Riri gets added. I think she's going to be. You got to think those, like I said, there got to be another side of the team, and I think that that's going to be the other in the battle world because you got to think because now you're dealing with Mephisto, you're dealing with magic, like you know what
Y'all
I'm
got a
saying.
lot more faith than Disney than I do, apparently.
yeah, because
I truly believe they will fully be like, all right, that was enough.
they probably won't touch that for a little bit because next year we got what fucking next year we got Spider-Man and the first Avengers.
Yeah.
So I mean that's already planned out. They might not get to that until like 2028.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, man. So I mean, overall, like I said, I did enjoy the series. Like I said, I still stand on my 4. I liked it, the themes. I liked it that it wasn't a happy story. I liked the action. I liked it, the lore, and I like that the theories. Like, I'm still leaning on the faith of the Disney. So because of those theories, it got me excited.
Yeah, that's why before I feel like it hasn't been a lot of series that we've watched that you can say even gave so many opportunities or just like theories that you can really come go off of, because I feel like most of them usually are kind of ended in this, you know what I'm saying, where they don't really tie nothing. Like there's nothing tied to this, but there's so many theories that it can be tied to. Like there's so many ways that you can put this story into MCU if they wanted to, or like you're saying. And I think that's really why I like it, because I feel like as much as I didn't like the ending but it's also up for interpretation on how you look at the ending. So it's like if you really saw it as real, you can be like, man, I really hate the ending, but I get what you're saying. Like it's still now it gives me something I didn't expect.
Yeah.
That just throws, you know what I'm saying, open doors, whatever. But like I said, I feel like having an Inception kind of ending, how I look at it, is like it still leaves open ended. Like it's still a really, really like if y'all really want to bring her back, y'all can really do all kind of shit with it. You're saying, and find a way that she like, because I feel like she didn't have the canon event to be a hero yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to do something in that space.
Any closing statements from y'all?
No, I feel like I said my piece. You know, it was, 3.5 out of 5 is still.
No, yeah, it's good. It's good.
still
I'm
good.
really like I said, I was strong on the 3.5 until I was like, until I was like, okay, you know what, I can kind of deal with this ending. I like this ending. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was a solid show. I think the ending left me wanting too much more. And like with them not having a set direction on where they want to go with it afterwards, it's kind of like, bro, why would y'all make the show so good and then
just kill it.
And just be like, you know what? We don't know. We don't do things for the colors.
Yeah. I mean, that's again. I like the show. It to me it started well. It gave me what I needed in the middle. I did enjoy the 3 episodes. It took me a little minute to like, damn, I gotta sit here and watch all these tonight. But it was cool. So seeing the end was perfect. I just want more.
I do.
I want more.
Yeah,
I want a season 2.
And let me want more.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with it. I just hope Disney don't do what Disney do. And like give us a second season of She-Hulk and not give us a second season of Ironheart. You know, just because they like, oh, let's just do something. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
I do. I love the fact that it was unofficially teased from Mephisto for so long, as far as just throughout, the MCU, and then us finally getting him. Just, I don't want it to die here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Mephisto's such a big character, and he's such a
delivered as Mephisto.
Yeah, I think that's even in that space. You put Mephisto in this show, so this I get that you can have him dab in and dab out, but he's that big of a character that Riri has to be, like, you know what I'm saying, in there.
It's a great platform move. Like, you set the tone for if you're gonna deal with magic, if you're gonna deal with the dark dimensions, if you're dealing with people that's trying to stop a bigger big bad, this is the route to go. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have a.
I saw the light bulb.
Right. Because that's how I always look at it. I always look at how does this lead to somewhere else. And the way I'm looking at it is like, if y'all gonna deal with them realms, this is the only way you can, start it off perfectly.
Yeah.
To intertwine those smaller characters for the lead off.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This could be a better Valentina in my eyes, right? Because like I said, Valentina.
What is Valentina?
From Thunderbolt.
From Thunderbolt, the one who orchestrated the Thunderbolt.
Because you got to think, because they keep on dropping Agents of Mephisto. I would say even if you don't give me full Mephisto and Riri, give me moments of the end credit scenes or whatever the situation is this for setup, right? It's always Mephisto popping up with his agents with him. Yeah. So now Mephisto pops up with Riri by his side. That's the new muscle, you know what I'm saying? And then whoever the next person he's influencing, boom. Oh shit, we know something building up. Like, because that's the one thing that they didn't do well lately. They haven't did a build up. Right. So that's my last. This can be a better Valentine. This can be Mephisto building up his agents of Mephisto for whatever the resolve is from there. That's what I would say. Let's get the recommendations.
I can fuck with that. I'm recommending Ironheart, fam. like, go watch Ironheart. You see?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we can. I'm because I don't have anything new. I'm trying to think about watching anything new. I haven't.
I was gonna recommend Jurassic World.
Oh yeah, we did go to Jurassic World.
Again, I don't go into Jurassic Park movies like any in that franchise. Like, I need to see the top tier action. I'm here to see niggas fight dinosaurs and like run from dinosaurs.
It could have been a text message.
They could have been a what?
They could have sent it as a GIF.
Wait, you talking about Jurassic Park? Yeah. Oh, man.
They could have sent it as a GIF.
Disregard everything he said.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best movie. I don't think it was the worst in the franchise. Like, there are definitely Dominion was definitely worse than this. So it's like you took a step up in my book.
Yeah, the only thing I say is I was telling Didge, I was like, the only thing that I didn't like about this one is actually the actual main dinosaur.
Mutant dinosaur. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, and he didn't even pop up enough to take you out of it. Everything else to me was solid. It was a solid Jurassic story.
I almost dropped the spoiler. Yeah. that was also a good win for me. So
Yeah. All right. So
for me, I have 2. So on Prime, they got a movie, Heads of State, with John Cena and Idris Elba. And I caught it. It is so what it reminds me of is a toned down Suicide Squad. The interactions between
Oh, how they were in Suicide
Yeah.
Squad?
So like those two butting heads the whole time, like the literal "I hate you, but I got to work with you"
Right,
attitude from front to back, and then at the end they become kind of friends. So it's a good campy movie, if that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense. Like when
you know what
said,
I always say, good bad movies.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
a
when
good bad
you
movie.
said Suicide Squad, I mean even when I saw the trailer, and I definitely like thought like,
Yeah.
bro, these niggas work together.
So
Like
you
they've
wanna-
already done
y'all want to know something
that.
hilarious? So I remember I told y'all to watch that interview
I was
with
about to
Breakfast
say that's
Club.
how I found out about the movie is
Yeah.
because they was both on the
Yeah,
Breakfast Club together.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Okay.
and so-
Over on
yep,
it.
and they talked about it. He said, well, it was really the director. He saw how we worked it. And he saw how we was able to bounce off of each other and
Nice.
everything like that. And it was like, yep, we want that.
So, and that's my point. Like, it is such a good movie in that aspect of, matter of fact, like Fast and the Furious movies. You know how people watch it and you be like, dude, this is a little over the top, but it fits for that scenario. That's kind of the same thing you get with this movie.
That's a terrible
So
comparison.
the second movie that I have is on Hulu. It just released, right? It's called Riff Raff.
Riff Raff.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a comedy kind of thriller drama with oh man, it's a really great cast, but Pete Davidson,
Oh, I saw that trailer for that. Is it good?
it's so good, bro.
Okay.
That movie was so surprisingly good because it was serious with comedic actors. If that
Okay.
makes sense. So that's one of my like the ones for the week. If you got time, you just looking for something to watch, go watch that, dog. Go check that out. That was a good one.
Oh, real quick, Don Don season 2 is back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I
That's
started
right.
that too.
First, that intro had me bad.
That intro.
Boy, I said, what skit?
Hey,
What the fuck is this?
Hey, no. The
What the
intro
fuck
and
is
the outro trash. to me.
Huh?
The intro and the outro kind of
Yeah.
trash.
I was so upset by the intro.
I didn't even go to the outro.
The
I didn't even
outro, the outro's so different. It's so different.
Dog.
I was so upset from the intro because the episode's great. Like,
Yeah,
that was
episode's
typical Dan Dog. But I was just like, bro, this intro.
Bro, do you not? I didn't. They could have just kept the same intro.
Could have.
That's all I expected. 'Cause that's all I expected. When I hit start,
Yeah.
I was ready for the
Yeah.
like original like. So to hear another one, I was like, what the fuck?
They should have just put a Yu Yu Hakusho. Give me one fire intro and hey, we running with it.
We run it. That's the name of the song. Like I mean, the movie, the show, bro. Like, what is this? What is this? I was so mad at that.
Trip.
But the episode was great.
So I got two. I originally had three, but King took my my other one, so I got two. The first one is I think Diz might have suggested this a while ago, but Sakamoto Days.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, look at Trip getting into this. Hey.
dabble a little bit, just dip my toe in there. But no, I rock with it. That's dope. And then my other one, since it would have been Heads of State, is Division had a new DLC. I think Fight for Brooklyn or something like that. So I just been running back Division 2. That shit.
Ooh,
I found
that
out.
was a good one.
I forget how fun it is, and you know it's been a lot of action on there, so it's been dope to get on there and play with randos. So if you ever join my group, man, just know that we doing whatever the fuck I want to do in my group. So y'all better be ready to follow the fuck I'm doing.
He said they're gonna fall in line.
Next season of House of the Dragon should be next summer.
Is it next summer?
I think so.
Yeah, because
I
Seven Kingdoms is the beginning of the year.
I remember we was upset about how long it was going to run.
Yeah, I think it's probably. Yeah, I think it's wrapped up. Like I think next
Okay,
year.
cool.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Seven Kingdoms is the beginning of the year, and I think House of the Dragon end of the year.
Okay. All right. Man, OG recommendation, man. Go to geeksetpodcast.com. I started revamping the site, so if you go see it, you'll see it. What I'm doing is I'm making it more creator-centric. So meaning that you will be able to, if you are a fan of King, you'll be able to find King in all his content. You're a fan of Trip, you'll be able to find more of him in his content and so forth, all right on the website. We do got, like I said, Bacardi's cap collection up there. So, you know what I'm saying, get your cap on. You know what I'm saying? The only cap that we like around here. You know what I'm saying?
Big cap energy.
Big cap energy. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you follow all of our social medias. You can go to Geekset Podcast at Geekset Podcast, and you can find everybody's social media. Or you go to geeksetpodcast.com and find everybody's social media as well. I got that up there now. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Geekset. We had a great meeting this week as a team. So we're going to be really trying to figure out the new content and things that we're going to be putting focus for our Patreon for y'all. So that's one of the ways, like I said, one of the best ways to support us and one of the ways to get more additional content. Join our Discord. There's a whole bunch of dope people talking dope shit, man. Like I said, we like to build on that community and everything like that. But as always, this is the only
One more.
podcast that blend.
One more thing, and if y'all gonna be at the Brewers game on Friday,
Yeah.
Oh,
make
yeah,
sure
we
y'all
got
come
that
stop by
announcement.
the pop-up booth.
Yeah, we got
You know?
a pop up at Brewer Stadium. So you know what I'm saying.
Give me-
Fridays, the Negro they're gonna do an honor of Black History and the Negro League games, and they're doing a game, and we're gonna be there from 5.
From 5:30 to 7, and then the game starts at 7:15.
Yep. So make sure you
So-
pop up, man. Come rock with
Gonna
us,
be
man,
in the
city.
atrium.
Right.
Yep.
Left
And
field. Left
Man,
field.
like I said, and if you want to see us in your city, man, make sure you put that in the comments. Let us know so we can figure out what convention is out in your area. We can figure out what we want to do. Let's hear. Geekset is trying to hit the road, man. We got a whole pop-up scenario situation going on, so we're trying to bring that to you guys ASAP. So, as always, this is the only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together, and we are out.
Peace.
The one thing that I absolutely love about the culture is that it's still embedded in Black culture.
White geeks still rock Dunks or Jordans, and they also talk about Batman versus Superman. Batman and versus Superman is literally Brown versus Jordan.
Dragon Ball Z, that like my whole trajectory in life changed. Don't nobody talk to me. My shit is on.
We just finna experience it. It look like it's gonna be real deep.
The elevation from where King Vader started to now is fucking lit.
Black geek culture helped me through some of the highs in my life, through some of the lows in my life. It's always been there, sort of like an undercurrent to everything that I did.
There was no term for it. It was just, this is what I'm doing.
I love us in it. I love the fact that we take things and we always make it better.